protocol with no timetable for his return. He was tested during Sunday's game but came back on the field, then got thrown down hard again last night against the Bengals. Chris Nowinski from the Concussion Legacy Foundation.
Where is the sense of urgency of, oh, God, if they're wrong, Tua shouldn't be out there, and we've got to step in before he might die on the football field from second impact syndrome? Like, the fact that there wasn't enough care to do that just tells you, like, the system is broken. Their hearts aren't in the right place.
Chris Nowinski. Bears running back David Montgomery is out for Sunday's game against the Giants with right knee and ankle injuries. Lions wideout Amon-Ra St. Brown is out for Sunday's game against the Seahawks with a sprained ankle. Running back DeAndre Swift unlikely to play with shoulder and ankle issues. Klay Thompson of the Warriors won't play in the team's preseason games in Japan. Head coach Steve Kerr says the team is simply being cautious with a condensed training camp.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musu. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. I am so fired up. Earlier today, downstairs chatting with Muse. Muse, what did you mention to me about tomorrow's college football slate?
It's fantastic.
Right?
It's going to be a good day.
You ever look at the calendar? What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's October the 1st.
October, the greatest month on the sports calendar of the entire year. And that's not even close. October gets me more geeked than any month of the year. I get it. You love Christmas, you love New Year's, you love the holidays. Some people love Thanksgiving, whatever. You love the summer. I get it. When October hits, college football conference schedules are in full swing. The NFL is in full swing. Major League Baseball postseason begins in October. It goes into November now, obviously, but the NBA tips off. College basketball is practicing. Muse and the other people who are nerd out on stuff like this have college fall baseball going on right now.
Go.
Shout out to Paul Skeens, huh?
Oh, 2 yaks, 96 from the mound yesterday.
How about him?
Gotta love it, man.
Look, my point is, I think the NHL starts in October as well. Check me on that, please. But my point is, no matter what it is on the sports smorgasbord of life, you got something meaningful going on this month. I love October. It's my favorite month of the year. So very fitting that LSU is going to open up October at Auburn. We'll get to plenty of that. Phil Steele in about 10 minutes from right now. We're going to do something different with Phil today. We've just gone very long with Phil the past couple weeks. So we say, look, instead of doing one gigantic long segment and messing up the clock for the whole hour, let's split it into 2 segments. So we'll do that. We'll do 2 segments with Phil that are sort of appropriate length. So that's coming up here in about 10 minutes from right now. We'll pick the biggest games of the college football weekend, and Theriot next hour, of course. Let's see. I'll get to the Brian Kelly stuff in just a second. Brian Kelly met with the media last night after practice, gave some updates on some guys, so we'll get into that, which you probably well know. Let's get, though, into I'll start here with the big news as it pertains to the Saints and the Vikings. The injury report is out, and it is not super great for the New Orleans Saints. Michael Thomas officially out for Sunday's game in London, as is Andrus Peat, officially out. He did not practice on Wednesday, was limited on Thursday, but then again did not practice on Friday. So Andrus Peat officially out. The Saints will most likely start Calvin Throckmorton at left guard against the Vikings. Also, Marcus May out. That is really against this team, this passing offense. You would love for your secondary, obviously, to be full strength, and they will not be, which is tough. Alvin Kamara has been limited all week. He's officially listed as questionable, and Jameis Winston is officially listed as doubtful for this game. Everyone else was a go, which is good to see. Most notable among them, forgive me, the other notable one is Jarvis Landry, who is officially questionable for, he was limited the last 2 days, officially questionable. Everyone else is good to go. As for the Vikings, of note is that Dalvin Cook is going to play. He made the trip. He was a full participant Thursday. Dalvin Cook is expected to play on Sunday in London. But the Jameis Winston news led to this, and Adam Schefter tweeted it earlier today. He tweeted a picture of Andy Dalton in a Saints uniform with the caption, "Saints expected QB1 Sunday versus the Vikings in London." So if Adam Schefter is tweeting it, you might as well take it to the bank. So Schefter's tweeting Andy Dalton's going to start, and I think that's fantastic news. Not because I want the Saints to move on to Jameis Winston, and quite honestly, Dennis Allen was very... Can you please play number 6 from Allen today? Dennis Allen was very forthright. I mean, he was very clear about why, if they do start Dalton, why that will be the case.
This is purely a medical decision, in terms of whether or not he plays or not. And I think, again, you look at this as a long season. You don't want to just continue down the same circular path, each and every week, And so I think part of, this week, him missing practice this week was a lot about trying to get the rehab and get him healthy.
Unfortunately, I think it's a week too late. We talked about this after the Tampa game when he was not effective. Jameis was not effective. And the point that we talked about then was, hey, look, don't bring him to Carolina. Don't bring him to London. He's got a transverse fracture in his back. Again, respect the Warrior mentality, but leave him in New Orleans. Don't run him to London or Carolina to play a game and then fly him across the ocean. Like, leave him here to get healthy. Let Andy Dalton play this stretch until Jameis is healthy, and then let him run it back. But this is the right decision, in my opinion. It's at least a week too late, however. But listen, y'all aren't gonna like it. I'm not picking the Saints to win this week in London. I cannot pick them to win until I see them do something offensively. And I liked them at home against Tampa, and it's a game they certainly could have won. And I liked them last week against Carolina because I don't think Carolina's very good, and we saw that the Saints had their opportunities. They gave up a defensive score and missed 2 field goals. I mean, that's the difference in the ballgame. Saints win if you don't give up a defensive score and you make 2 field goals. But I can't pick them to beat Minnesota. I can't do it. Not until they show they can move the football, and this offense through 3 games has been unable to do that. And until they are, I can't pick them to win. So we'll give you full previews and predictions coming up in hour number 3. But in the meantime, it's Football Friday, and excited for what should be a fun weekend, certainly of college football. LSU heads to Auburn, to the Plains to take on the Auburn Tigers. Brian Kelly gave some injury updates. We'll get to that in just a second. Let me remind you about the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020. Or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. 7 locations across the greater Baton Rouge area, so you can have your full family eye exams. And remember also, if you wear glasses, there are optical shops. You can buy your glasses there. And then no matter your age or refractive issue, do like I did. Go have that consultation with Dr. Blake Williamson. It's the best decision that I could have made. People say forever. You've heard people say this forever. God, LASIK's the best money I ever spent, best decision I ever made. And my only regret is I waited so long. But it is incredible to wake up every day and to just see perfectly without contacts or glasses. Ditch the contacts and glasses forever. The Williamson Eye Center can help. 924-2020 or WilliamsonEye.com. All right, Brian Kelly met with the media on Thursday after practice and then had his radio show A couple of updates on injured players. Let's start with number 5, Kelly. Muse, if we could. Here's Brian Kelly on running back Armani Goodwin.
I'd say he's out for this week. It's a substantial injury in a sense that it's going to require more time. Our training staff is amazing. They're trying everything, but he's definitely out for this week.
So Armani Goodwin is out, and I'm never going to say that you're better for not having a player, and Armani Goodwin has been your starting running back. Now, I wonder if that would have been the case had John Emery been available from jump, but either way, Armani Goodwin's been a very good player. But LSU has sort of interchangeably rotated their running backs. It just means everybody moves up a seat. It means John Emery probably becomes your number 1. Noah Cain moves from that sort of like late game closer to the guy backing up John Emery. And then Josh Williams is sort of your third down back, change of pace guy. And I think all three play. It just means that your depth is really, really challenged now if Goodwin is out for any length of time. Jay Ward is going to start. B.J. Ojolari, who did not play last week, also expected to play. And Garrett Dellinger is out. Brian Kelly confirmed. So LSU heads to Auburn. I mentioned it again. The biggest concern that I have in this game, is let me rephrase that. The biggest concern I have personnel-wise for LSU in this game is if something happens to Charles Turner. I don't know what you do at center. Marlon Martinez took the second-team reps at center last week, but Brian Kelly didn't seem to be super committal there if Charles Turner had to go out of the game.
We're really thin at that position. Garrett Dellinger, as you know, started the season there. He broke his hand and will not be able to play this weekend, so he's our backup. And now we had moved Fitzgerald West over to defense to give us some depth on the defensive line. So he hasn't been playing center. So we're scrambling a little bit to find that next center. And quite frankly, we made a couple of moves here today to give us some depth at that position, so we wouldn't be in a bind if Charles couldn't go.
He didn't disclose what those were. He is non-committal again about Marlon Martinez being the next guy, but. Again, when you hit bended knee tonight, pray for world peace. The people who were recovering from Hurricane Ian, certainly. All the things in this world that are massively more important than a football game. But pray that the good Lord said, you know what? Actually, we're going to get a Lelo on today. We need to say a prayer for Charles Turner. That just has to. I can't believe I didn't think about that earlier. All right, we're gonna get Father Hooch on later to pray for Charles Turner. All right, it's after further review. Phil Steele joins us next to preview the biggest games in the college football weekend. Stay here.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Pluckers, Nicholson, just south of campus, Bluebonnet, right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. 28 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice-cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. By the way, really good game tonight. So if you're look, it's a football Friday night. A lot of people are heading out to high school games. If you are, before or after that high school game, get by Pluckers. Great place for the whole family to eat. The Nicholson location just south of campus. Bluebonnet right in front of the Mall of Louisiana, or get your wings to fly. But remember, if you want to go out tonight and plot down and watch a game, got a great game, man. Washington at UCLA in the Rose Bowl tonight. You want a place to watch, go watch at Pluckers. But all weekend long, they're open early and open late. So if you want to watch all your games on Saturday, and remember, on Sunday, they've got NFL Sunday tickets. So if you're trying to plop down one place and watch every single game because you need Sunday ticket, Pluckers has it. Nicholson, Bluebonnet, dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. It's Pluckers, where if you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 90.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
We do it every Friday on Football Friday. We chat with Phil Steele to preview the biggest games of the college football weekend. He joins us now. Phil, thanks as always. How are you?
I am doing great, Matt. How about yourself?
Doing awesome. Love the LSU-Auburn series. Been saying it all week and excited for this one. We'll get to that to wrap up. Let's start, though, Phil, with one that I'm interested in tonight. Maybe people in L.A. might not be. Friday night out at the Rose Bowl may not have the biggest crowd, but Washington at UCLA, battle of a couple of undefeated Pac-12 teams who have arrived at this point in different ways, obviously, but I'm super intrigued. I'll be locked into this one tonight, 9:30 Central Time on ESPN. What do you think, Huskies at Bruins?
Well, one of these teams is going to end the night as a true contender for the Pac-12 title, and the other one is probably going to go by the wayside. And, you know, when you look at UCLA, you touched on it, their first couple of games, what are they averaging, maybe 15,000 fans. I was talking to Wayne Cook, who's tied in with the UCLA program. He's expecting 40 or 45,000 in the cavernous Rose Bowl for this. It's not much of a crowd, though, to, you know, intimidate an opponent in that type of venue. And I think when you look at Washington, very impressed. Michael Penix is a guy who thrived in Kalen DeBoer's offense at Indiana back in 2019. He's back in that offense and thriving. 12 touchdown passes, just one interception. They're playing good defense. This is a team I had my number one surprise team last year because of the overall talent they had. Guess what? They're finally playing to that talent level. I think they're going to be able to pass this road test. When you look at UCLA, they've had 4 wins this year. They've done what they've needed to do. I think they will give their top effort. But I just think Washington's a little bit better team. So I'm going with the Huskies to come out of there with the win.
Phil, let's go to Saturday. And, man, the early window, the 11 a.m. Central window, has some really good games. Let's just kind of go through them here. Michigan's on the road at Iowa. We know Iowa's offensive issues, but, boy, it just, you know, when you talk about Kinnick Stadium, it's always a tough place to play. Michigan's a big favorite in this one. But, you know, is Michigan walking into a little bit of a hornet's nest there?
Yeah, anytime you play in Kinnick, if you're a top-ranked team, look out. Iowa's got that amazing record. The last 6 times they've played a top 5 team. And I would think that the majority of teams, if you played 6 top 5 teams, you win maybe 1, maybe 2 of them. They've won 5 of the 6 and covered all 6 games. They've also have one of the best defenses in the country. And here's the thing. If you go back to Michigan last year, they had Cade McNamara, your safe game manager type of quarterback. That's the ideal quarterback to take on Iowa's defense, because Iowa's defense thrives on getting turnovers and mistakes, and that's what has led them to their record so far. J.J. McCarthy's more of a gunslinger, and he may turn the ball over, and if he does, look out. I always got a shot at the upset here. Also, if you could look at last week, remember Maryland's kick returner fumbled the opening kickoff of the game and basically handed Michigan 7 points in the first 10 seconds of the game. And yet Michigan only won the game by 7. That was at home against Maryland. Now this is their first road test of the year. I like Iowa's chances for a possible upset.
Let's jump into the SEC, Phil. This is a game that is not getting nearly as much fanfare as maybe it should, considering you've got a top 15 matchup with Kentucky at Ole Miss. Again, a couple of undefeated teams. Probably, like you said before, we're going to find out who's a real contender in this ballgame in Oxford at 11 a.m. Central.
Yeah, top 15 undefeated matchup. I'm really surprised that it hasn't gotten more publicity. And when you look at Ole Miss, it's been a product of the schedule. They've played a pretty easy schedule so far and gotten by. The Tulsa game last week, they were up 35-17 at the half. Maybe they looked ahead a little bit to this one, and they only won it by 8. And with Kentucky, I'll go back to that Florida game. Florida was up by 9, and then for Florida, their quarterback, Richardson, tosses 2 key interceptions. All of a sudden, Kentucky's winning the game. I think the one thing that really stands out to me here, Matt, though, is Ole Miss is known for throwing the football, and they're running for 281 yards per game, 5.8 yards per carry. Kentucky's known for running the football. They've only got 82 yards on the ground, yet they're throwing the football for almost 300 yards per game. So it's sort of the anti-opposite of what you think of their two offenses coming in. But I'm going to go with the home field edge. I'm going to go with Ole Miss to come out of here with the win.
Let's stay in the SEC and move into the afternoon where Alabama hits the road to take on Arkansas. I mean, Phil, it's a giant line, and that's pretty much what you always see with Alabama. I'm looking at 17 right now. Arkansas heartbreak a week ago. Bama blows out Vanderbilt, just a sleeper. This one is interesting because Bama hasn't looked as dominant this year, right, as many of us thought they would be. But this is a game where Alabama should theoretically go and not have much issue with Arkansas. What do you think happens up there in Fayetteville at 2:30?
Yeah, I think Arkansas is going to give them a game. I'm surprised the number 17.5. I thought it might be 14. I definitely like Arkansas plus the points in this. You look at Bama; they have been dominant at home against weak teams. They're winning those games by an average of 58-3. But on the road, they were out first down, 25-16 by Texas. Probably should have lost that game. Had Quinn Ewers not got hurt, they probably would have lost the game. And then you go back to last year. They were dominant at home, but on the road, they go into Florida. They come out of there with a 2-point win where they stop a 2-point conversion. They lose at Texas A&M, a team that was off 2 losses. And Auburn had them beat.
Yep.
Bigsby runs out of bounds and saves Alabama. They get a late touchdown, win the thing in 6 overtimes. So they could easily have had 3 road losses last year. And when they played Arkansas at home, Arkansas only lost by 7. It was 42-35, and that was at Alabama. Now they get them at home. It's an Arkansas team that probably played better than the final score would indicate. Had Jefferson not fumbled near the goal line, that thing turns into 21-7 and probably had a different game. Mm-hmm. So I definitely like Arkansas plus a 17.5 in that. I do think Bama comes by and wins this game. I still think Bama runs the table this year and gets himself into the playoff. But I like Arkansas plus the points. Keep that one tight.
He's on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Give him a follow. Make sure you get to PhilSteele.com. You can take the Phil Steele Plus tour as well. Learn more about Phil Steele Plus. Let's stay in the afternoon and move over to the Big 12. Another ranked matchup here, top 15 matchup right on the cusp of it. Baylor, of course, had the dramatic loss to BYU. Oklahoma State at 3-0 on this young season, ranked number 9 in the country with Oklahoma's loss last week. Phil, maybe Oklahoma State is the last beacon of hope for the Big 12 to end up in the playoff. Oklahoma State at Baylor. Baylor a small favorite in this one. What do you think?
Yeah, and, I think Baylor's got numerous things going for them here. First of all, they're definitely more battle-tested. You look at Oklahoma State's opening schedule, Central Michigan, Arizona State, Arkansas, Pine Bluff. They haven't played anybody, and they haven't played overwhelmingly great against any of the 3 teams either. You look at Baylor, they've gone into BYU and played in front of a raucous home crowd, and then they went and played Iowa State on the road. And their young team, which struggled on the road that first game, didn't struggle on the road against Iowa State. They led last week 31-14, ended up winning the game 31-24. So very impressed with what Baylor last week. I thought Iowa State was going to win that game. Baylor impressed me. And then the other factor is Baylor hasn't lost at home the last 2 years. They are 8-1 or 9-0 straight up, 8-1 against the spread. So they're at home. My power ratings, my average game grade on Phil Steele Plus has got Baylor playing at 109 level and Oklahoma State at a 96. That would have Baylor by about 16, 17 points.
Oh, wow.
And I'm surprised the number's under a field goal here. So I definitely like Baylor to get the win at home. And as you said, Matt, that would leave 0 unbeatens there in the Big 12.
You know,
except Kansas.
Right, which is where I was going. Okay, I'll just look. Kansas has been an amazing story. They're 4-0. Do they make it 5? They're at home against Iowa State.
I think Iowa State's a better team. They've dominated them the last 2 years, and I think they can go on the road and definitely get the win here. However, the one caution I have is I like to play streaks. And when you play on a streak, you can win many times, you lose only once. Mm-hmm. Jalen Daniels, he got inserted as the starting quarterback. Coach Leipold made the bold move, took his red shirt off against Texas and said, go ahead and be our starter. They upset Texas last year, almost beat TCU, almost beat West Virginia, but covered both games. And then this year, they're 4-0 straight up, 4-0 against the spread with upset wins over West Virginia and Houston. So Jalen Daniels is 7-0 against the spread as a starting quarterback. That's scary, but I do think Iowa State's got the better defense. They do have a quality offense, and I like their quarterback in Hunter Deckers. I think he's a guy that's going to outproduce what they had last year. So I do like Iowa State to go on the road and win. But I tell you what, if Iowa State doesn't win here and Kansas wins again, I'm just going to pick Kansas every week until the streak stops.
All right, Phil Steele is with us. Sit tight, Phil. We are going to grab a quick break. We're going to come back with Phil. I told you earlier in the show, we're going to break up Phil into 2 segments. So we'll come back. We'll get some of the other big games, including the night windows. We'll talk about Arkansas, and we talked about Arkansas, Alabama. We'll talk about Clemson, NC State. We'll certainly get a pick on LSU-Auburn as well from Phil Steele. We'll continue. We're brought to you by DraftKings, official sports betting partner of the NFL. DraftKings, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. Remember, bet just $5 on any game. Bet just $5 on any football game if you're a new customer. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet just $5 on any football game when you use the promo code Baton Rouge. And they'll give you $200 in free bets if you hit. Pick any game. Look at a game that's got a 40-point spread. Just pick the winner, and they'll give you $200 in free bets. It's incredible. To the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and be sure to use the promo code Baton Rouge. It's just more fun when you got a little something on the game, and the DraftKings Sportsbook app is helping you do it. Right now, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code Baton Rouge. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus issued as free bets. 1 boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. Parlay and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football terms. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem. Call 1-877-7-0-STOP.
AFR.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you. Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. available at the Acura Summer of Performance. This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com. Revelry Sports, the official tailgate partner of LSU Athletics.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, we continue with Phil Steele. Of course, on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Get to PhilSteele.com. You can take the Phil Steele Plus Tour. You always get free picks there at the Phil Steele Plus Tour if you are gambling, if you're wagering. Phil gives you free picks at the Phil Steele Plus Tour on YouTube every single week. But we here with Phil talk about the biggest games of the week, get his thumbnail preview and prediction on all of them. And Phil, I want to jump back into the ACC, where Wake Forest is coming off a heartbreak. This past weekend, of course, they had Clemson where they wanted them. Clemson rallies, wins that football game. Florida State, quietly, 4-0. This one's in Tallahassee. What do you think? Does Wake have the bounce back, Phil, or does Florida State make it 5-0 and continue to prove that they are a contender in the ACC?
Well, I've had some heated conversations this week, Matt, with my computer, because my computer absolutely loves Florida State. It's got Florida State, the number 8 team in the country, playing to 115.6 level. It's got Florida State winning this game by 2 touchdowns, close to 3 touchdowns. And I've been arguing back and forth with it. I'm just like, but this is Wake Forest, for crying out loud. And I'll tell you, Wake impressed me last week against Clemson. I thought Clemson will win that probably by a couple of touchdowns. They've dominated the series recently. But Wake showed a lot of guts, played tough, as they always do under Clawson, as an underdog. And here they are, a touchdown underdog against a Florida State team that may be 4-0, but haven't really had a winning season in a long time. So I got to like Wake Forest plus the 7. My computer will be gloating all week if Florida State wins this by more than 7. But I like Wake to pull the upset in that one.
Okay. It sounds like you debating your computer, to me, I read that as a stay-away spot. But we'll see how it all plays out. A couple more for you. Phil Steele is with us. I'm fascinated by Texas A&M at Mississippi State. We've seen A&M win the past couple of weeks. Mississippi State, though, is about a field goal home favorite, and a lot of people are looking at that going, well, what gives here when you have the unranked team favored over the ranked team? So, Phil, what do you think, man? Starkville, 3 o'clock, Texas A&M off a couple of really nice wins heading to take on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and while A&M's been winning, they've been winning ugly. You look at that, how they did it against Arkansas last week. Even the Miami of Florida game, they were out first down 27-16. They lost to App State at home. They still have a lot of talent, though, and that's the one thing I'm looking at when I look at A&M. With Mississippi State, they had 3 impressive wins, and then even the LSU game, remember, they led that thing 13-0. It's 13-7 in the fourth quarter. They're leading in Death Valley. They came up short on the scoreboard. So my eyes this year say Mississippi State's been playing better than Texas A&M. But going back to A&M, and I picked them the last 2 weeks just based on they have so much talent. I think they can start to live up to it. I think they get their third straight win. They're playing with more confidence now, just beating 2 ranked teams like they did, including an unbeaten Arkansas. And I think they have the talent to go into where the cowbells are and come out of there with an outright upset.
All right, couple more for you, Phil. We'll get to LSU in just a quick second. I do want to ask about the other big one in the ACC, which is the top 10 matchup, right? So Florida State is still unbeaten, and they'll get their opportunity if they continue to win. But Clemson, NC State, the first time in the 100-plus year history of this rivalry that both teams are in the top 10. Is Wake Forest finally ready to prove that they're ready to be a national contender?
Yeah, I think when you look at NC State, they definitely have the talent. You look at them defensively across the board. They're good in all 3 layers. Offensively, they've got Devin Leary, and they've got an emerging offense. They lost a couple of top receivers from last year. The offense hasn't been overwhelming, and this is going to be a true test for them here. Now, the East Carolina game, they needed a missed extra point and a missed field goal to come out of there and escape with the win. The Texas Tech game at home, they were outgained 353-270. And their other 2 wins were Connecticut and Charleston Southern. So I haven't seen NC State play up to the level I thought they would be so far this year, but they'll be highly motivated. And with Clemson, remember last year, Clemson probably had their weakest team in 5 or 6 years, and NC State had their best team in decades, and yet it was overtime that NC State won. So Clemson's playing with legitimate revenge. I'm a little concerned what I've seen from Clemson's secondary. Remember last week against Wake Forest, they not only gave up 337 yards passing, they had like 6 pass interference penalties on top of that. So Wake really threw for over 400 yards. But the thing I do like about Clemson is DJ Uiagalelei. What a difference from last year. Yeah. Last year he had 9 touchdown passes, 10 interceptions. This year he's got 10 touchdown passes, 1 interception. So I think Clemson at home, I like them by a touchdown or more. My biggest fear here, if I'm back in Clemson in this game, would be the weather. They've got the hurricane coming in off the coast. You wonder what the weather's going to be for the game. It should be a lower-scoring, defensive-type struggle, but I like Clemson to win this one by a touchdown or more.
He is Phil Steele. All right, the big one everyone here is going to be watching at 6 o'clock on ESPN, Tigers against Tigers, the world of wacky when LSU and Auburn get together. I feel everybody's looking at that line, and it's grown all week. I think it's maybe come down a little bit to 8, but, man, you know what, Phil? I actually wanted to ask you, because I know you have it. When was the last time LSU was this big of a favorite at Auburn? Because in my lifetime, as far as I can remember, LSU's only had 1 double-digit win at Auburn, which was 1998. They won at 31-19. I can't remember LSU being this big of a road favorite at Auburn.
All right, here it is. I found it for you rather quickly. 2012.
I figured it was going to be 12, and that game ended up 12-10.
They were a 20.5-point favorite and only won the game 12-10.
Yep.
Great memory you have, Matt.
Well, look, we've talked about it all week, Phil, and that game was ugly. The only scoring in the second half was a field goal by LSU. That was a great LSU team that just got in an ugly game with the worst Auburn team probably ever, the team that finished 0-8 in the league. So you can tell, Phil, I am always leery when LSU goes to Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Yeah, and, you know, I think when you match this game up on paper, LSU should definitely win. I like the way LSU has improved since that Florida State game. Ever since the fourth quarter of the Florida State game, they've been a different team. I like the way they came back against Mississippi State. It's been a pretty solid 3-1 start, probably outplaying my expectations so far. In fact, my average game grades rate them the number 6 team in the country. But as you touched on, Jordan-Hare's pretty tough. Now, you wonder, with all this talk about Harsin and how long he's going to be there, I mean, if Auburn gets blown out, he's gone probably prior to the Georgia game. But Auburn against Penn State, let's go back to that game for a minute. Yeah, 41-12 blowout. But yeah, look at the Georgia-Auburn game from a couple weeks from the start of the season, or Georgia-Oregon game, I should say. Oregon had 14 first downs in the first half, and what we've seen is after that Georgia blowout, Oregon's played a lot better. Well, Auburn in the first half actually had a 13-8 first down edge. They had a 242-207 yard edge, settled for a couple of short field goals. Penn State got a late touchdown to take momentum, made it 14-6 at the half, and they turned it into a blowout. I don't think Auburn's as bad as that score would indicate, and I do think Auburn can play with LSU here. I think it's going to be a great game, come down to the wire, but I do like LSU to come out of there with the win.
He is Phil Steele. He's with us every Friday here on AFR, previewing the biggest games in college football. And, of course, you go to philsteele.com. You can learn more about Phil Steele Plus as well. Phil, you want to tell the folks about Phil Steele Plus?
I appreciate that, Matt. Yeah, every week I put up the Phil Steele Plus tour with selections. I could talk to you and tell you what's on Phil Steele Plus, but if you take the tour, you get yourself 6 free selections, 5 free quick hitters, which are basically 5 more selections, basically 11 free plays, and complete details as to why I like those 11 plays. Is just saying, oh, I like this team to win by 7. You find out how to use Phil Steele Plus. Just go to YouTube, take the Phil Steele Plus tour, go to philsteele.com, and click on the daily blogs, and you'll be able to get it there as well.
Phil, have a great weekend. We appreciate you as always.
All right, you have fun this weekend, Matt. Should be a lot of fun, Jordan Hare.
Oh, you know I will. I've said it enough this week. We appreciate Phil. Phil's got LSU winning a close one. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Schutz Electric, CESofLA.com, CESofLA.com for Schutz Electric. Get that whole home Generac generator installed. We just had, of course, a scare with Hurricane Ian. Thankfully, we skirted it, but if you went through Ida a year ago, or any storm, or any time you've lost power and you've been stuck without power, it'll never happen in my house again because we called Schutz Electric. They came by, installed a Generac whole home generator. I was surprised at how affordable it was. I genuinely thought it was going to be more expensive. Affordable. Financing is available. They'll give you a free estimate, and they have inventory in stock. It's not one of these deals where you call Schutz and then they got to order it, and 6 months later your generator comes in. They have these generators in stock. So they'll start the process of getting the permitting set up and everything, calling the power company, getting it all set up, and then the next time the power goes out, you don't have to worry because your whole home generator from Schutz Electric powers on and powers everything. And they offer 24/7, 365 customer service because power outages, as you know, are not a 9 to 5 thing. It's Schutz Electric, CESofLA.com, CESofLA.com for Schutz Electric. All right, it's After Further Review. We are short on time. Real quick, Muse, let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions.
On Fridays, we give our game thumbnails. Let's go ahead and start with the first one.
The Kentucky Wildcats, the Ole Miss Rebels.
We've talked about it plenty. 2 4-0 teams, a top 15 matchup, 11 a.m. It's not getting a tremendous amount of fanfare, but it is on ESPN, so it'll be following College Game Day. Kentucky's coming off a close win over Northern Illinois. Ole Miss beat Tulsa last week, where Tulsa moved the ball. Chris Rodriguez back for Kentucky. Any tidbits on this one that you like?
Close game, probably field goal. I actually like Kentucky in the points.
You like Kentucky to win?
No, just the points.
Just points, okay.
Just points.
The Alabama Crimson Tide, the Arkansas Razorbacks.
2:30. This was a close game in Tuscaloosa a year ago. I think Alabama got their scare in Tuscaloosa a year ago by Arkansas. Arkansas's pass defense continues to just be absolutely atrocious. Arkansas is allowing 302 pass yards a game. That's 126th out of 131. So if Bryce Young is looking for a cure to move the ball through the air, Arkansas should well be it.
The Texas A&M Aggies, the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Told you all week that I'd like Mississippi State at home in this ball game. These are two teams that have not been very good at running the football. Mississippi State in large part because they don't try, but A&M has just been inefficient. They're 100th in the country in rushing. The big difference, obviously, is Mississippi State's passing offense, where A&M has struggled both running and passing. State, obviously, is 7th in the country throwing the football. So, oddly enough, Texas A&M's rush defense, 104th in the country. Can State, if they want to, move the ball on the ground? Be interesting to see.
The Georgia Bulldogs, the Missouri Tigers.
Yeah, that's who cares.
The Florida Gators.
Yeah, and they're playing Eastern Washington on Sunday, so whatever. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy Trey Beal and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products online at gcopnet.com. gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales, service after the sale. That's what you get at Gulf Coast Office Products, the official office equipment provider of LSU Athletics. All right, we'll knock out our final break here of hour number 1. We'll come back. Our tailgate segment, the return of Jay Ducote. Looking forward to it next, AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital, brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. That's where you can go to find out more about the Baton Rouge General Hospital and their featured services. Again, online at brgeneral.org. You can go to the website. You can learn more about the Pennington Cancer Center. You can learn more about being part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network. You can learn more about the Baton Rouge General, their regional burn center at the Mid-City location. Their emergency care, Mid-City, Bluebonnet, and at the Ascension Neighborhood Hospital. If it's the Heart and Vascular Center, their primary care physicians, when you need to have surgery. Of course, the Baton Rouge General has the experts in every field. Of course, you can even deliver your baby at the Baton Rouge General Hospital. brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. And also remember, they've got the Express Care locations. It's walk-in, urgent care, 7 days a week. You can check wait times and check in online at the Baton Rouge General Hospital on the app or online at brgeneral.org. For the Baton Rouge General Hospital, part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network, brgeneral.org.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. At LSU, we play hard, but we tailgate harder. Light your burner, fire up the grill, It's time for our Football Fridays tailgate recipe of the week with celebrity chef Jay Ducote
I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I really learned how to cook tailgating for LSU football.
of BiteandBooze.com.
There's whole pigs cooking in Cajun microwaves and big cast iron pots of gumbo and jambalaya and red beans and rice and these amazing South Louisiana dishes. That's how I learned how to cook.
All right, we're wrapping up hour number 1, and we're very pleased to welcome Jay Ducote back to the tailgate segment.
Yo!
Dude, you were like, and Tressie Leindecker, of course, is here as well from Chris Specialty Foods. We appreciate her for being here as always. Welcome back. You were at where were you? You were all over the place.
Yeah, I was in Atlanta for Atlanta Food and Wine a few weeks ago. I've had my show out on the road a good bit lately, and so then I'm not in studio, and I can't be in studio with you when that happens.
Well, when Jay is here, as we said at the beginning of the season, he's going to come in studio, and Tressie is here as well. It's a weird. I love the Auburn week. Do y'all? I've talked about it all week. Do y'all love the Auburn week?
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I love playing Auburn. I think it's a great rivalry. This year, I think we're in for a good football game.
Yeah.
There's just always good tension. I love to hate Auburn.
In the years that Jay and I were at LSU at the same time, when we were in school, like that was kind of when we saw so many weird outcomes in this series. So it always seems like it has something in store. What about you?
I like the Auburn LSU rivalry. I'm probably there's other games that I like a little bit better, like the Florida game. But
so where did your love for the Florida game? Where is that rooted?
I don't know. I think because when my husband was coaching arena football, a lot of his players came from Florida, and so there was always like some trash talk going on.
Got it. Yeah. So you have the different appeal, but it makes sense. It's all great. I love this weekend. And obviously, people are going to be at home if you're not making the trip to Auburn, so it's a great opportunity to cook. Tressie, why don't you start with what you brought today from Chris's?
Yeah, so the last couple of shows we talked a lot about meat and sausages, so I thought we'd change it up a little bit this week. So the thing that Chris's Specialty Foods is known for is the deboned stuffed chicken. So I brought a stuffed chicken today. Basically, we have people in-house that take all the bones out except for the little wings and then stuff it with different things. We have crawfish, shrimp, boudin, rice dressing, so forth and so on. The other thing I wanted to bring that's really, really cool is we do all the home cooking for you, and we put stuff in boil bags. So I've got a chicken and sausage gumbo, and then I also have a shrimp and corn soup. Everything is cooked. Drop it in some boiling water for 15 minutes and serve.
That's crazy. So if you're watching on YouTube, that's it, right? The boil bags are right there. So you don't even take the gumbo out or the etouffee out of the bag. You just drop the bag in the water?
Yep, you drop it in the water for about 10-15 minutes, and it's ready to serve over rice.
It's almost the same technique as like sous vide cooking, right? It's just already in a vacuum sealed bag for you.
What is that? What is sous vide cooking?
Well, that would mean under vacuum, and it's a vacuum sealed bag, right? And so you're just cooking it in the water, and with this you could just use boiling water. You don't have to worry about precision controlling the temperature, which is what you would do if you were sous vide cooking a steak. You're holding the water at a certain temperature to make sure that steak never gets over that medium rare temperature, and then you sear it afterwards. With these boil bags, it's super convenient for anybody to just take it out of the freezer and reheat it. You don't have to worry about thawing it out or anything. You just drop it in that pot of water on the stove, let it thaw and heat up, and then take it out, cut the bag open, and pour it in a bowl.
So that's available at any of the Chris's locations, Prairieville, Airline Highway in Prairieville, Millerville, in New Orleans, in Lakeview, and in Frisco, Texas, as we learned about for all of our Dallas folks, or online, ChrisSpecialtyFoods.com. By the way, the box, is that like that? That's the would people order like a gift box? Like that's how it comes shipped in the box like that.
Absolutely. And we have some in the store as well, so you can come in, put a bunch of stuff. Like the holidays are coming. We have lots of people that ask for teacher gifts and so forth. I had a gentleman come in this week and said, my dad's 80 years old and all he wants is good food, so we get him a birthday gift from Chris's. Yep.
That's awesome. So you can get to any of the Chris's or online at ChrisSpecialtyFoods.com. Again, road games, so a lot of people probably going to be having like a game watch, a tailgate, something else. And by the way, if you haven't done it, go to Jay's YouTube channel, the Jay Ducote YouTube channel, and there's tons of how-to videos, how to prepare certain things. One of the videos that you did was like chicken skewers and stuff like that. So what would be, first of all, go to YouTube. You can see these are like 3-minute videos, but give people like a kind of a tidbit of how to do that.
Yeah, war chicken right here.
Right.
So yeah, this video has some shrimp, some beef, and some chicken skewers in it, and uses a lot of my barbecue rubs there on the different meats. So kind of walk through that. And then this is live fire cooking as well on a Sea Island Forge fire pit, and I've got links to all that at jdacody.com or on those YouTube channels, which is really cool fire pits to cook on, and we'll see them in just a second on that YouTube video. But yeah, youtube.com/jdacody for more there. The skewers are really easy. You know, pick your favorite grilling vegetables: squash, zucchini, mushrooms, some good red onion, and some things like that. Get it all lined up on those skewers. Get a little oil on there, and then some of those JD's barbecue rubs, and get it over those open flames.
If you want to do it yourself, you can get to Jay's YouTube channel, check out the how-to videos, or you can just do like I do, just go to Chris's because I don't know how to cook, and it's just way easier to grab the stuff that's all really well done and just grab it. Any of the Chris's locations, ChrisSpecialtyFoods.com, back-to-back S's, ChrisSpecialtyFoods.com. We're under 30 seconds.
This bag of crackling, though, that's what I'm actually after.
Jesse brought in a bag of crackling. We were like trying to chew the before we came on air. We like literally have 10 seconds. Score?
LSU 28-24.
I don't know about the score, but I think this week I'm going to tease. I'm going to go ahead and tease LSU down and take the over.
What just happened? That just blew my mind. Trusty, what are we doing? Hour 2X.
AFR.
Theriot's in studio tonight. We got a Jimmy Ott over here, a protege. It's incredible. I don't even know what I'm doing. What am I doing, Muse? Oh, South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. Jay, it doesn't matter, bro. Just stand up. You're good. So there's no way that a dude that big is getting under the cameras. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Weekend is here. LSU doesn't play until 6 o'clock, so you have a great opportunity throughout the day on Saturday. If you want to go test drive that vehicle, you can do it from South Point Volkswagen. So start online. Go to the website. If it's new or certified pre-owned, you can shop right there on the website. You can even work out your financing online. Prices, it's all transparent right there for you. Pictures of the exact vehicle that's on the lot, not like stock photos from a factory, like the actual vehicle that's there on the lot. Work out your financing. Go test drive one tomorrow. It's at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction?
I am Juliette, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis, but I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available available at the Acura Summer of Performance. This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is now in the concussion protocol. There's no timetable for his return. He had to leave the last two games, Sunday and again last night, for concussion testing. ESPN's Adam Schefter.
What we do know is that when he walked off that field on Sunday, something did not look right. Something was wrong. And Tua was allowed to re-enter the game after being cleared by the doctors, leading up to the circumstances last night that left everybody with a deep, disturbed feeling about how the system had failed.
Adam Schefter on Get Up. Vikings running back Dalvin Cook cleared to play Sunday in London against the Saints. Cook partially dislocated his left shoulder against the Lions just 5 days ago. He has a history of shoulder injuries. Meanwhile, Saints quarterback Jameis Winston is doubtful for Sunday with back and ankle injuries. Wideout Michael Thomas is out with a foot injury. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports free agent forward Blake Griffin will sign a guaranteed one-year deal with the Celtics. The 33-year-old Griffin played for the Nets last season.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby. He a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You pitch a better reload. Get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers, and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Theriot hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold.
Okay,
you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Theriot is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt. I am sweating. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Muso. And Theriot. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one.
Yeah.
How are you?
Doing great.
I
Really
got
good
a little news for you.
Good news?
Some
Bad
good-
news?
Good news for
Good
you.
news, okay.
What do we do to start hour 3? What do we do?
Celebrity guest picker. We
pick-
pick.
the
We pick.
pick 'em segment.
Yeah, we pick. We pick.
Paulie, how did our friend Mr. The Riot do last week?
Theriot had a clean sweep. 7-0.
How about that?
Doesn't matter.
Hey, look, you're just climbing out of the cellar.
Doesn't matter
It's
because
a-
you've already put me in. So
It's a nice step toward climbing out of the cellar.
I'm already the hole that you dug for me
I'm
and
sorry.
threw me in it
I didn't
is
dig
so
any hole
deep
for you.
that I don't know I can get out. What was your record?
What was I, Paulie?
Matt was 5-2, I believe.
5-2. You know what happened too? On the USC Oregon State game, I was going to pick USC, and then you and Bear Bailey, you peer pressured me into picking Oregon State, and they damn near won it too. Like the two games that I told y'all, hey, be what these teams struggle. Kansas State, Oklahoma, it's always been a bugaboo. We didn't pick that one though. And then Oregon State and SC. But it was a close game though. Anyway, win some, lose some.
7-0 is pretty good.
Or when you're you last week, you win them all. So Ricky Weeks and Bear Bailey, our two celebrity guest pickers so far this year, both went 5-2. Can anyone best either of them? Well, I guess what we'd have to do actually is, have a celebrity guest picker.
This goes off winning percentage. Is that what we're doing?
What's your overall record? We're all picking the same number of games.
Well, no, because I don't. You have more games. I mean, so is there no way I can win?
Well, sure you can.
How? Winning percentage?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's what I asked.
No. It's on wins. Yeah, I mean, look, you're 15-12. I'm 23-4. You just gotta, you gotta show up here and pick some games. You got a shot. You're only down by 8 games.
I mean, the season's still young. I got a chance. There's a chance.
Yeah, it's young.
If you gave me my 6 games back, though.
Do you know how funny it would be if you actually did rally and win?
I don't think I can.
Yeah, I mean,
because I really don't know what I'm talking
about. 8
about.
more weeks, but you went 7-0.
Well, I mean, look, Jimmy Ott's got a winning record too.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, bro. The Otter is in fuego.
Is he hot?
He's so had good. It last night too, man. He had the Bengals. He said lay the 4 with Cincinnati last night. He had it. He hit again. Give me a bell for the Otter. I mean, the guy's out here just cashing tickets.
He's so good at that.
What else is going on this week for you there?
It was a big week.
Yeah, what's a really big week?
Yeah, I mean, well, not necessarily for us, but there was a lot of tension this week. In the Gulf Coast area. Not Tua. We'll talk about that later. But in the Gulf Coast area with Hurricane Ian.
Aaron Judge.
Hurricane Ian.
Hurricane Ian.
Yeah.
Sad.
So that's what I do. Like I'm a storm watcher guy. Like I love that. So when I played ball,
are you the guy that just sits there and watches Jim Cantore get blown all over the place?
Yeah, but there's social media has given me so many more outlets for that. I mean, there's some good. Mike's weather page, really good.
It's a Twitter.
Check that one out.
Why are you laughing?
You like Mike's weather page?
I do now because I'm the same way. I like to watch the storm.
You go check Mike's weather page out. It's pretty good. It's got a lot of different spaghetti models. It's great. So, I mean, I've been following that.
Here's Mike's weather page.
It's good, man. Mike does a good job.
Like this is a legit thing.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Theriot watches the History Channel and the Weather Channel. It's hilarious.
No, I watch Mike twice a day. He comes on at 9:10 a.m. and he does like a 20-minute deal.
Where?
YouTube or on his. I just go to Twitter. I know what time he comes on, and then the evenings he comes on too. And no, he does a good job.
Okay.
Mike's good. So there's a lot of tension, man, and one thing happened that kind of bothered me with all that. So I'd like to just share.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I follow Hurricane Ian's path very carefully.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Okay. I own a roofing company, and so why wouldn't I?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So it looked, initially before it got into the Gulf, it looked as if it may impact the Panhandle or even further west. They had a few models that were showing it.
There was like one that came here.
It was coming to us, or even a little bit further east of us, but it was coming up there. So up until the last few days before landfall, I was watching it close.
Okay.
So most of you guys know it turned east, and Mike taught me this because of a cold front that moved down. So cold front came down, pushed that thing off to the east, and made landfall just south of Tampa in Cape Coral area, or Lee County to be more specific.
Okay.
Lee County got blasted. When the storm came ashore, it was a strong Category 4 hurricane, only 5 miles an hour under the Cat 5 threshold. This thing was a monster. It absolutely smoked the west coast of Florida, leaving a giant path of destruction in its wake.
Yeah, Paul, this is, I don't know if people actually want to see it, but this is video from the Lee County Sheriff's Office of Lee County, Florida. It's like aerial video.
Horrible. Destruction. And it's a beautiful area as well.
They'll bounce back. It's just kind of the reality of living here, right? It doesn't make it any easier for the people going through this, but it's just a lot of what areas around here looked like a year ago.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I know.
I followed the live streams and videos on social media. We just talked about Mike. Yeah. And was amazed with the morons who took their lives in their own hands and faced the beast head on.
Jeez.
Okay. This is what I want to get to.
Okay.
On multiple occasions, I saw people standing on the shoreline, smack in the middle of the eye wall, filming for some TikTok likes. Right? 155-mile-an-hour winds are nothing to be played with. Tornadoes can spin up in an instant with these types of conditions. Yet these idiots are posted up and rode this thing out just for some likes on social media. The death toll is not yet clear.
What these idiots? Look, these are the idiots swimming in this thing. See this? Look at the idiots under the pier.
Doing?
These idiots under the pier swimming.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and you literally just saw a road that had collapsed. Like, that pier's not stable. What are we doing? The death toll is not yet clear, but there definitely were some casualties, even after the evacuation order was put into place. Okay, so this thing was a very dangerous storm, and it still is, by the way. So just so y'all understand what these people did, they basically stood in front of a train barreling down the tracks and tried to jump out of the way at the last minute. Okay, and if you're one of those people who thinks this is a good idea, then you really need to rethink your life. Don't get me wrong, though. I do appreciate the video, but everyone knows that Jim Cantore is the only one that can pull that off. Dude's been hanging out in the middle of storms for 20 years. But Jim gets paid to be an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay? Probably makes a ton of money. Y'all are doing it for free. And it's amazing to me how some people can be so stupid. When they tell you that the storm surge is going to be 10 feet and you choose to stay and you get flooded, that's your fault.
You saw Jim Cantore get hit by the tree limb?
I didn't. That happened like...
Watch. Here it comes. Boom.
Oh, broke his leg. And he's still up. He's still upright. I mean, he's a veteran, bro. Look at him.
I hate this stuff. It's so stupid. Like, for what? We get it. The wind's blowing hard. But get your ass inside.
Anyway. Or leave.
Well, I get being there because you're going to have to cover the aftermath of the storm. And there are secure places you can go. There are hotels where you can get on a high floor so you can guard yourself from flooding. You'll probably lose power, but you understand that going in. You know, there are ways that you can be as safe as you can in that situation, which I do understand for reporters that have to go cover the event. But
well, here's one for you.
Standing on the street waiting for something just to fall and kill you.
You're telling me
that has a crocodile hunter feel. Jim Cantore has a crocodile hunter feel to it.
Yeah.
And tragedy struck Steve Irwin. And I'm not joking.
No.
Like, I'm being completely serious here. Like, you keep doing that, like you keep playing with fire, you're gonna get burned.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's good. I'm pretty much done. When a natural disaster is headed your way and you have enough time to leave and you choose to stay, you deserve what you get. You guys are clowns. Sincerely, Ryan. Please don't play with fire.
Yeah. Okay. It's after further review. I'm ready to talk about Coy Moore.
Okay.
Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Oh. You know, Coy Moore, who is from Rummel and played at LSU and transferred to Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he went on a podcast and had some things to say about LSU.
Okay. Let's see what old Coy had to say.
You'll hear those things after the break.
AFR.
Brought to you by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Online at lainsurance.net. Better coverage for less money. Give our guys over at Insurance Network of Louisiana, and ladies, a call. 293-0450, 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net. So Ryan mentioned, of course, storms, and with Ida coming through here a year ago, a lot of insurance companies have left the state. And as a result, there's a lot of Louisianians who are looking for insurance coverage. Let Insurance Network of Louisiana help. I mean, they've been dealing with this now for months, and so they've got the relationships. They've got all of the people to call to make this happen for you. So 293-0450. They're licensed all throughout the state of Louisiana, so no matter where you are. They're also licensed in Texas and Arkansas and Mississippi and Alabama and the Panhandle, you know, Florida if you live in the Panhandle or if you have a condo or something like that. Let Insurance Network of Louisiana help. 293-0450, 293-0450, or online, lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T, do you know what that mean, man? I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T, do you know what that mean? She got her own house.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, the Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
You're hotter than me.
This is so stereotypical. I'm embarrassed for you, actually. I mean, we're in studio and ESPN and ESPN2 are on, and there's some boxing show that's on right now. And there's a gentleman speaking he's got a bald head and a beard. And I walk in, and Ryan from the restroom, I just went to go take a leak, and Terry says, he kind of looks like you, Matt.
No, he does, though. But he does.
Because he's got a bald head and a beard?
Something about it. I think it's just the shape of his face, maybe. The cheekbones.
Can you put that on, Paul? Can you go to the wide shot so if people are watching on YouTube they could see the far?
No, it's the nose.
It's a little hard to see, but it's the far TV to the right up there. There's no way to zoom that camera. Yeah, that's okay. That's
it's
okay.
the nose, I think. He looks like he's got a giant booger palace.
It's not even. They're not putting a slate on the screen to tell us what his name is. So I don't know who that is. Oh, there it is.
There you go, Paulie.
Oh, you zoomed in. How did you?
Look, there he is. There you are. There you are, right there.
No, that's no, let's not show boxing highlights. I don't want to get banned on YouTube. Please take that off. Thank you. We'll wait till it goes back to the commentator, and then we can put him on. But that was a heady play. I don't know. I just feel like that's super stereotypical. That just because he's a bald man with a beard,
No.
you think we don't all look the same.
You don't look anything like SVP.
He doesn't have a beard.
But he's bald.
It doesn't matter. Bald with a beard. That is the differentiator. It's the contrast. SVP has no beard.
Look, there he is again.
There he is. Okay, there. Look, the guy on the
You
right.
do look like that guy. Absolutely look like that guy.
What do you think? Muse, do I look like that guy?
Actually, a little bit around the eyes and everything.
Paulie, do I look like that guy?
I would say you do.
You know what? You're all just stereotypical jerks. That's what you are. You've all pigeonholed all of the bald community into one little box to where the bald beard community, you say we all look the same.
No.
And I'm embarrassed for all of you.
No,
We're all our own unique creations, and we all have our own distinct features. And you are typecasting, you are stereotyping, and I will not stand for it.
No, look, the guy.
Hashtag bald. Bald beard.
You're sneaky hot. That
Hashtag
guy was kind of hot. So I mean, it's a good thing. Like I'm not saying you're ugly, and it's a bad deal.
You know what? Everyone who stereotypes the bald beard community, you can kick rocks. That's pretty good. All right, so step us up.
It's now time to kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rock.
Kick rocks.
NBA can kick rocks because they're
I think
so
we need a
dang
screen grab
sensitive.
that.
What are you looking at? Kick rocks.
As a matter of fact,
a bold
NFL can
question.
kick rocks too.
We've got rocks.
job, Paul.
You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks. Get on down the road and kick rocks.
I did prepare. Hold on.
You did prepare or didn't prepare?
I did.
So, Muse, what I'd like to do, so for those who are not, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you, on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, please smash the like button, subscribe up to the channel if you haven't yet. That's where all of our shows go live, including Scone and Tea, Whiskey and Wine, and, of course, our daily lineup, Eagle 98.1 Game Day with Hanny and Musso tomorrow. But we'll screen grab. So, Paulie just put a side-by-side of me and the guy, whoever it is, which I don't know who it is, but Musso will tweet it from the 104.5 ESPN, a picture from the 104.5 ESPN Twitter, and then put the Citizens Bank and Trust poll question below it. Does Matt look like whoever the guy? Maybe we can find out that guy's name. It's Max something. It's Kellerman. It's a boxing show with Max Kellerman, whoever the other guy was on that show. We should be ESPN boxing analyst. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. All right, what do you have?
Last night, the Dunham High Tiger football team.
I heard beat Southern Lab.
Beat Southern Lab.
All right.
Pretty good special thing brewing over there at the Dunham school.
Well, I mean, you got a coach who went to Catholic High. I mean, what did you expect? You just got to bring in a winner to be able to win. I get it. Shout out Neil Weiner. Catholic High, class of 95. Class of 95.
95.
That's it. Yep.
What's his first name? House, his kid. I think it's maybe Jackson House.
I think that's right.
Jackson.
He's a good player, man.
Yeah, he had another good game and a difference maker, right?
Yeah, Jackson House. That's it.
Jackson House.
Yep. Shout out.
Shout out Jackson.
He's a lefty,
House.
quarterback.
He's lefty. Slink. It really run, man. Sneaky athletic. And but it's a big win for the Tigers over there.
Does he have offers? I'm looking him up.
Yeah, he's going to.
It's like Eastern Kentucky. Is that right?
One of those schools, Carolina, Kentucky, something over there.
So he's a 2-star. Yeah, Eastern Kentucky. Oh, maybe not. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
So another big victory on a Thursday night. The Thursday night lights, right? Thursday night high school football games can kick rocks. Okay.
Kick rock.
I got children who participate in high school sports. So this last game in particular can kick rocks because we didn't get home until 10:45. If you're an athlete or a cheerleader, which I have both, they have responsibilities right after school. So you can't get any of your homework done or do any of that stuff. By the time you get home, it's 10:30, 10:45. You haven't eaten anything.
That's true.
You got 3 tests tomorrow. You got to study for the tests or not, or just fail. There's no excused absences there because you had the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Thursday night sporting events that end late like that are unnecessary, and they can kick rocks.
Kick rock.
I would like that. I would like to ask a follow-up.
Okay, give it to me.
Would you rather your child, and this isn't cynical, I'm asking you, like legit, would you rather your child play on Thursday night or on Saturday?
Saturday. For their sake. It doesn't bother me one way or the other.
Like, for example, in New Orleans, there's a lot of just because of the geography of the city, a lot of campuses don't have stadiums, so they use public stadiums. And because there's so many schools, they have to divide them up among Thursday, Friday, and Saturday games. So you see a lot of like Saturday games in New Orleans. Like there's a lot of teams that might play at City Park. Well, they'll use that three straight nights.
Yeah. It
Or
doesn't
Yenny
bother
or
me
whatever.
one way or the other.
Hosmempsis.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
But for my kid's sake, who want to be successful in school,
Got it.
whoever the coach is for Southern Lab, I don't know him. I don't know his name. If I did, I'd get him. I'd be going after him right now.
Catholic's playing at Mumford tonight against a team from Alabama. A team
Harvard,
like
they're good.
a dude team from
Yeah,
Alabama is
yeah.
apparently coming in. Yeah.
They're pretty good.
I guess a game got canceled or something, so they had to
Yeah, Tilly's like the scout. You know, like he knows everything about every team that Catholic's
he's
playing.
just negative about it. So Tilly is
Yeah.
Richard Tilly, who's our partner in HUDCO, and his son is on. He's had two sons graduate from Catholic. He's got his youngest there now, who's the holder on the football team. And so every time, like everybody, hey man, who the Bears got? How we gonna? It's like, oh, we're gonna get killed.
Yeah,
He just
he
thinks
says
they're
that
gonna
every
get-
time.
Every game they're gonna get killed.
And then they end up winning. You know, like it's we stink.
Man.
But whoever the coach is at Southern Lab can kick rocks, and here's
Kick
why.
rock.
You turned an event that should have lasted 2 hours tops into a 3-hour event because of your antics on the sidelines. Throwing your headset, jumping and screaming, running out on the field, acting like a child. You prolonged the game. It really pissed me off, and for that, you can kick rocks.
Daryl Asbury.
And don't make
Get
it
on
about
down the
yourself,
road and
Daryl.
kick
Okay?
rocks.
Ain't about you, Doc. I'm just going to be real. And this is coming from a Hall of Famer here.
Daryl Asbury.
You know? HOF. Broadmoor
HOF.
Broadmoor High School HOF.
And Jersey retired.
Ain't about you, dog. It's about them kids. Don't throw your headset. Don't get a 15-yarder. Don't do it to them. You know what else? Prolonged that game last night, Matt. You know what we do now in high school sports?
Hydration timeout?
We take hydration breaks.
Just in September. That's been going on for a long time.
Grow up.
Well, it's October starting next week, so you won't have to worry about that anymore.
They do it in soccer, too. Are you serious? Hydration break last night. It was 65 degrees and perfect.
It's just September. They do it in September.
What?
It's once a quarter in September.
So
it's like every quarter, I think, at like the under 6 minute. They do a
At
hydration.
6 minutes, dumbest thing in the world.
Okay. Get you some water, bro.
No.
These are kids, 15 years old. Drink some
Exactly.
water.
They don't need it.
They were drinking Coke at lunch.
Yeah.
Pepsi. Hopefully not Pepsi.
They crushed 2 or 3 of those chocolate milks in the little baggie
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
drank a Coke on the way to the thing.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure you maybe get a shot of water. You don't cramp up. Yeah, good with it. That's look, man. You got to choose your battles. That one ain't worth being upset at.
Yeah,
that's
I
coming.
was
That's
upset.
coming from me.
No, I was
and I
upset.
get pissed at everything.
I got home late.
I'm an 8 on the Enneagram. I default to anger. I'm just always mad. Right? That's what I do.
Your face gets red.
Why is this channel on ESPN 2? Why isn't it on SEC Network? See, just yell.
I didn't see the rundown. Can I see that before I do my last one?
Yeah. Sorry, forgot to give it to you.
Because I might not do this last one if it's on here somewhere.
You can do it.
Do it. For those of you who are crushing Miami Dolphins for playing Tua last night, you guys can kick rocks.
Okay.
Kick rock.
The concussion protocol, and just hear me out now. I don't know how much money that the NFL has doled out from CTE and concussion stuff, but I think it's a pretty big number.
It's a $1 billion lawsuit.
It's a big number. So if you think for 1 minute that they didn't make sure that this guy was ready to play, and it's their fault that he got injured the way he did, then you can kick rocks because it's not.
It was a $1 billion settlement. The concussion lawsuit.
There we go. So companies like the NFL don't like doing that. In other words, you don't do things to lose money. So you're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. And I feel fairly certain that they made sure that he was ready to play. Now, it sucks that he got hurt, and it was very scary and gross, and I pray that he's okay. I think he is fine from what I'm hearing. But don't crush Miami and the doctors and the neurologists and the team docs. They followed protocol. The kid went out there and played, and he had an injury. And it is what it is. Nobody's fault. That's the game. It's called football, and it's a rough game. You guys can kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rock.
Well, looky here. It wasn't actually Frankie Lasagna who dropped the ball. ESPN is apologizing for misidentifying Frankie Lasagna, the man, the Blue Jays fan who didn't catch Aaron Judge's ball. Huh. They misidentified him.
Somebody's last name's Lasagna?
I think it's probably like a pseudonym.
Oh.
Was that all you had?
That's it.
Okay. We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. That's theantiagingclinics.com. I was over at Aesthetic earlier today. Had to pick up some face cream that Erica needed. HRT, my weekly, go every Friday. Shout out. Great spot. And, you know, it's amazing how many men and women of various ages they've helped feel younger, feel better, get healthier. It's the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. You want to look and feel like your younger self? You can. A simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate for hormone replacement therapy. So just go in for that consultation, get your blood labs drawn, and see if they can help you feel like your younger self. It's the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. All right, so I said that I was going to do the Coy Moore video here, but we went a little long there. Actually, what happened was we started talking about the bald guy. Is the tweet up yet?
I'm getting it. I'm just
Okay.
still trying to figure out
No
who
worries,
that guy
no worries.
is.
Just let me know. Just let me know when you have it. So we'll get that tweet up in a bit. Ask Ryan in about 15 minutes. Let me break. We'll come back. Coy Moore, former LSU receiver, now with Auburn, had some strong words for his a former football team. We'll get to that here briefly. I do want to talk about Tua as well because I have a thought. It's not that different from yours. All right, we'll get to that. It's AFR.
AFR.
Oh, hey, I got a question for you.
Okay.
When it's 55 degrees outside and weather's really nice, and the leaves are changing, what would be a great thing to do on the weekend?
Got to be something in your garden.
Got to be.
Yeah.
And where in the world would you go to get everything you need?
You go to Clegg's.
That's where you go.
That's where I go.
That's probably where John Theriot is right now, as a matter of fact.
No, but it was where she was yesterday.
Okay, noted. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Clegg's has all of your fall decor. As a matter of fact, a memory popped up on my Facebook today. It was the 5-year memory, and it was me and Eric and Drew at Clegg's. I was like holding a big pumpkin next to little baby Drew in a stroller. We love Clegg's. All the fall decor is awesome. It's such a great time of year. Pumpkins and hay bales and squash and gourds. Oh, there it is. Paulie grabbed it. There it is right there. Oh, it's Clegg's. Buy local, shop local. Clegg's Nursery.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in-store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shopper style.
Oh, yeah!
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling.
Yeah, we broadcasting live outside right here at Home Depot on South Claiborne. Yeah, it's hammer time. 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 It's hammer time.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
Can't wait to see who our celebrity guest picker is in about 25 minutes, since you've done such a great job getting our celebrity guest pickers all year.
Oh, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be great.
You actually have a celebrity guest picker.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, what, you got Trey Duncan calling in as Corliss Williamson again?
No.
Was Trey Duncan going to call in as Charles Barkley this time?
No, he's not. That's not who it is.
You actually have a picker?
Barkley. Yeah, I got a picker.
Did you tell Muse?
He's got the number. He's ready to go.
Well, I mean, but earlier in the week so we could put an intro together.
No, because I knew this was going to happen. I knew you were going to assume that I just didn't have anyone. And so.
Well, I mean.
And I know how you don't like being. You don't like being out of the loop and not knowing what's going on in your show.
It's my show.
But, hey. Sometimes you just got to deal with it. You just take shots at me all the time for not getting pickers.
Well,
now
because
I got
you don't
one.
get pickers.
Well, I got one.
I mean, we've had there have been 4 games already. You've gotten a picker one time, and it was Ricky Weeks after I was like, hey, they're playing Southern. Please call Ricky Weeks.
I just secured our picker for next week.
It's about time.
And let me tell you something. If you're not listening next week at 5 o'clock, you are missing out. It is going to be epic.
So I don't know who the person is. Brian Haldane, shout out to the Brain.
Shout out to the Brain.
Who legit did just help facilitate who the picker will be for next week.
And you made it happen.
But I know a lot of people know who this is. Like, it's a big deal. Like, big deal in mine's many.
It's a big deal for me. It's a big deal for Muse.
That was like when we had on Gary V. That was a big deal for me.
And it's a big deal for me too. But he probably didn't resonate with a lot of people at that time. We may have.
Yeah,
he probably did.
People who know Gary V know Gary V. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, okay, so we do have a celebrity guest picker.
Yes, 5 o'clock today. We have a celebrity guest picker. You asked me to get a guest picker every week.
I asked you to get a guest picker. You haven't really done it since the 2019 season.
Well, I didn't do it last year.
Or 2020.
I did it a little bit in 2020.
You didn't.
Okay, I didn't do it a whole lot. But
I think we had Darius Rucker in 2020.
That's a good.
That's like the one.
That's a good.
I think that's like the one. Paul will have to go back and check the standings. By the way, I do want to tell the Saints to kick rocks because they are going to debut their awful black helmets, and it's a good idea, but they just executed poorly on it, and they're going to ruin the color rush uniforms, which are beautiful and majestic, by pairing them with that awful helmet, and that just makes me very sad. So Saints can kick rocks for that.
Well, you don't kick somebody when they're down, dude. You don't do that. Don't do that, man.
Well, look,
that's wrong. That's just wrong.
No, we're gonna get to the Saints in a little bit.
The bad coaching staff, bad team.
They're bad.
The whole thing is.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
Some grocery bags and the whole deal.
We're gonna get there. I don't want to put this off any longer because I teased it and we didn't get to it last segment. So Coy Moore is a former LSU receiver. He went to Rummel and signed with LSU. Was here in the 2020 and 2021 seasons. So 2 years at LSU. And transferred after last season to Auburn. He's at Auburn right now. He wears number 0, and he is really their best receiver.
That's the little guy that couldn't really catch when he was here really fast?
No. I don't know who you're talking about.
Coy was not a very big guy.
I wouldn't say that Coy Moore is a little guy who couldn't catch. That's not how I would
He was
describe
fast, though.
Yeah. But I think most receivers are. I don't know who you're thinking of. I don't. Anyway. So Coy Moore was on something called The War Report, and they had a conversation. And here Coy Moore with the two hosts. Here's how it went.
LSU has done a really good job with recruiting wide receivers over the last few years. I don't think that's debatable. The receivers that have come out of that program have been incredible. So when you came over, there was a feeling, hey, this guy could be. They might be crowded there. So when you made the decision, was it just about like what drove you to make this decision to transfer and jump into the portal? Was it just too many guys at the same position, or what was it?
It wasn't about that. In my opinion, I ain't trying to be cocky, and I was the best receiver in that room.
Okay, now that's that. Listen, because Kayshawn he's nice.
Oh no, I know, and I'm better than him for sure.
My God.
Okay, so Coy
Who is
Moore,
that guy?
Coy Moore said he is better than Kayshawn Boutte for show.
For show.
What do you think?
I think he's delusional, man. I don't know what's happened to this guy since he's been up there, but if he was that good, but he did get opportunities, and he got on the field a little bit. What class is he this year?
He's a junior. Well, he's classified as sophomore, but it's his third year.
Yeah.
So he was at LSU in 2020, but everybody kind of got the free COVID year in 2020, right? Then he played last year, and then he had 5 catches for 71 yards a year ago. And then
did he
now
play in 2020 at all?
Yeah, so on that season he had 22 catches for 177. Remember in 2020, which was the COVID year, you had Jamar Chase opt out before the season started, and then midway through the year, Terrace Marshall opted out, and Eric Gilbert opted out toward the end. So you really kind of got thin, and so you saw a lot of young guys play. That's when Kayshawn really popped late in his freshman year, and Coy Moore was one of those younger guys. He had 22 catches for $177 in 2020 as a true freshman. So Coy Moore is a good player.
Yeah.
He is a good player. But the way that one of the hosts described it was right, that he was just a guy who kind of got caught in a logjam at the deepest position at LSU with a bunch of really good players. Coy Moore is a good player, but when you've got Kayshawn and then Jure Jenkins, who's still there, and Brian Thomas and Chris Hilton come, and Jack Besh really popped last year as a freshman. That's probably the one for Coy Moore that was telling. When a freshman comes in like Besh and Thomas did a year ago and got more opportunity than he did, I think that's when he saw the writing on the wall. And so he went somewhere else. But I guess my question is, can you fault the guy for being confident in himself? I mean, don't you, I love receivers that are super cocky. Because you kind of have to be that. You have to want the damn ball. You know what I mean? Guys like Brian Thomas, Jure Jenkins are really, really good players that aren't that, right? They don't have that sort of bravado, cockiness. They're not loud and outspoken. But clearly Coy Moore is. I don't know, man.
I think in order to be...
I like Tyreek Hill telling people what he's going to do. It's kind of like a professional wrestler. I kind of like when receivers do that, when they tell you what they're going to do before they do it.
But Tyreek Hill and Coy Moore...
I'm not saying it's the same. I'm just saying it's the characteristic within a receiver.
But in order to do that, I don't mind it either, but in order to do that, in order to be primetime, like Dion, you got to be primetime. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyreek Hill can say the things he says because...
He's Tyreek Hill.
He's Tyreek Hill, right?
I get it. I get it.
Same thing with Jamar Chase last year when he ruffled some feathers saying he was going to break all the records, and then he did.
Yeah, he did.
But we're talking about a guy who had 5 catches and however many yards last year, in the year before. I get it. It's a good wide receiver room at LSU, but dude, give a man credit where it's due. There's a way he could have come off sounding confident without I'm just better than him for show.
Yeah, that's true.
You're actually making yourself sound stupid, to be honest with you, and you're putting unneeded attention on yourself as well.
He had 4 catches for 74 yards last week against Mizzou. His best, that would have been his best game by yardage of his career. The most receptions he had in a game was the Ole Miss game his freshman year. He had 6 for 63. That was the game where Kayshawn had 300 yards receiving. So Coy Moore had 6 for 63 in that game, which was his most receptions in a game. The 4 that he had last week tied his second most receptions, which he had in the second to last game of that 2020 season. The game before Ole Miss when they played Florida, he had 4 for 20 yards in that game. So Coy Moore's a nice player. He was a good high school player. He was certainly good enough to get an LSU scholarship, but he was legit the fifth best receiver on the team. I mean, I would take Kayshawn and Jeray Jenkins, Besh, and Brian Thomas ahead of Coy Moore. And I think Chris Hilton has a different skill set. Oh, by the way, I forgot Malik Neighbors. So I would say he's the sixth best receiver.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Malik Neighbors may be the best one.
He's a dog. All right, it's after further review. We're brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com. God, we have so much I want to get to still. We haven't got. I want to go deeper into what happened with Tua. I do want to get your thoughts on Aaron Judge, who hit 61. He's got a chance to hit 62 tonight. They'll play the Orioles in the Bronx. Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. Bumper to. Oh, I'm sorry. AFR's buddy. Bye. My bad, dude. I left it out there. Bumper to bumper auto service and name brand tires at wholesale prices. 17 Shaw Bills locations. I can tell you about how they sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices. They'll get you the best tires on the road for the cheapest price possible. This is Michelin, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, Firestone, like name brand tires at wholesale prices. And I can always tell you about how it's clean and you can get work done and how but really they treat you like family. I mean, everybody wants to feel like when they go to a car, like an auto repair shop, that they're being treated fairly. Because most people, we don't know. Like, I don't know how to fix a car. I don't. So when it's something you're not sure of, you want to make sure that you're treated fairly. And Shaw Bills has just made that their mission for more than 50 years. They're going to treat you like family, and they're going to sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices. ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling. Okay, let's knock out our final break of hour number 2. When we come back, we'll do Ask Ryan. So if you've got questions for Theriot, fire away. You can email us, Matt at 1045ESPN.com. Tweet us at Matt Moscona.
Hey, Twitter world.
At Matt Moscona. You can jump at the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Or you can text us, 225-396-4400. No, we're not going to vote in the comments. Like, put a poll, like, reply to that tweet and put a poll. Oh, it just says vote in the comments. Oh. Okay, well, it's a little confusing. Put, like, poll. It's okay, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. All right, the poll question is up. All right, I forgot what I was saying, so we'll do Ask Ryan next. It's AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time.
Or you don't pay a dime.
752-0001. 752-0001. That's River City's 1 Hour Air. Awesome people. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with a giant clock on the side. As a matter of fact, just yesterday, I did go look at the Google reviews. I always encourage you to go read Google reviews. And they've got about double the amount of Google reviews as the next closest competitor. And that's because when you've been doing it for 40 years and you treat people right, and you are locally owned and operated, which not many companies around here can actually say anymore. Yeah, the 1 Hour is a franchise, but they are locally owned and operated. Some other companies gotten bought out, and it's okay. But you know this is a local company with local people that have been local for 40 years and have been treating people right for 40 years and doing exceptional work. That's River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001. Nights, holidays, and weekends, and they'll never charge you extra. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
To Corval Toyota and meet with a sales specialist to build your new Toyota. It's easy and stress-free. Or if you're looking for a pre-owned, we have a wide variety. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Glad you're with us here. Let's get to Ask Ryan. You want to ask Theriot anything about anything? Fire away. You know how to do it. Email us, tweet us, jump in the Bayou Forward YouTube chat, or text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Avo Marzawanian, Ask Ryan, with deer season starting tomorrow, are you going to get in the woods this weekend?
No, probably not. We got a big soccer weekend. I'd like to get in the woods, but I don't think I'll be able to. Maybe Sunday.
Trey Pertuit is the guest picker. Will Clark?
No.
Why would it be Will Clark? It's not Mississippi State weekend. The fact that you didn't get Will Clark for Mississippi State weekend is a little... I mean, it'd have been so easy. Just call Will. Call the Thrill. You got to talk to him about having his number retired in San Fran. My brother was a huge Will Clark guy as a kid.
So was I. I'm still a huge Will Clark fan.
I was wondering if Ryan gives batting tips, where, when, and how much.
Yeah, no, not anymore really that much. Traction's a great place to get some batting tips, so you can go there. And but I can give you a general tip: just swing hard in case you hit it.
I got to shout out Traction too. We talk about this a little next hour. I'm getting right, bro.
Really?
I'm in week 3. I went up to Traction. I was like, I went to talk to Mac. I was like, I want to be trained. Like, I need to get back in. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about it next time. Yeah. I've had a good experience over at Traction. I'll tell you about it. Ray Cabin. By the way, it's I'm a paying customer, by the way. It's not like, hey, look, Scone, come on in.
No, it ain't none of that. This is real.
You
got the boss man, too.
I made that very clear with Mac. I was like, anyway, we'll talk about it later. Ray Cabin asked Ryan, are you pumped for Hocus Pocus 2?
Yeah, very, very pumped. Mm-hmm.
So Erica's going to a party tonight with Drew. They got invited with some other like families and kiddos. They're going to watch Hocus Pocus. Is that what they're watching? There's a second. This is like with the witches...
Hocus Pocus 1 was a great show. I didn't realize there was a Hocus Pocus 2 coming, but yeah.
That's what this is? Yes? Where is it?
Yeah, it's on a streaming thing. I'm actually going to watch it tonight, too.
Huh.
Yeah.
Paul, are you going to go watch it too? Are you going to the same party Erica's going to?
No.
Are you dressing up?
It's just it's short little people that are going, like little kids. Yeah, you going?
Yeah. Not to that party, different party. This one will have alcohol and things of that nature.
Oh, there will be alcohol. Yeah.
And what else?
That's true.
The parents will be drinking.
Kids running around.
The kids are going to watch. The parents will be drinking. Yeah. Let's see. Ask Ryan, Braves or Mets? That's Jed Borch. Braves or Mets?
Man, give me the Mets. Give me the Mets.
Roy Henry asked Ryan, ever faced Nolan Ryan? Hardest pitcher you ever faced?
No, I haven't faced Nolan Ryan.
I think he was retired like 20 years before you.
Yeah.
He did pitch a long time. But who was the hardest pitcher you ever faced? Hardest thrower.
Oh, like
yeah,
velocity?
hardest thrower, yes. Hardest thrower.
Aroldis Chapman.
Matt King asked Ryan, Did Matt buy the face cream for his wife or himself?
Erica has some face cream up there that she loves. And look, I buy face cream from there as well. And they have a nice wash, exfoliating wash that you can use in the shower. You only use it twice a week. The polishing.
What I use. No,
scrub.
I use the foaming facial cleanser.
Got that. And then there's a little
It's a
small.
pump. I use that every night. That's the face wash I use every night in the shower.
Do you have the little blue jar?
Yes, you're talking about the exfoliating polish.
I like that.
Which is legit.
No, it's good.
That stuff really is legit. Let's see. Be Messy. What's the song that opens Ryan's intro called?
I don't know the name of it.
Someone asked that last week too.
Yeah. Steele Bill Baby is the artist, and he's a Pearl. Shout out, Bill Tharp, my guy.
What's going on over at Bowie, by the way?
Oh. Funny you ask. Ah! You know what tomorrow is?
Saturday?
No.
I mean, it is, actually, yes.
Tomorrow's the start of bow season.
Oh.
Yep. Come by Bowie for your last second tune-up. Get ready for the hunt. Plus, enjoy 20% off all deer attractants and food plot seed, as well as 70% off all minerals. That's to get those deer closer to you so you can blast them.
Got it.
Don't forget that cooler fall weather also means fall fishing, Matt. The trout are biting. Yeah, over there at Bowie, they've got the Falcon Coastal rods on sale for $64.99, and also the BOGO and Abu Garcia Veretta rod combos. Bowie's truly everything outdoors.
Yep, we'll talk more. We can talk more about Bowie. All right. Sports Center's coming up. Our guest picker right after the top of the hour. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com. Michelli.com. You know how many offices they got at Michelli?
Hundreds.
29. Not hundreds. 29. Across 11 different states. Not hundreds. But you can go to the website to learn more about Michelli. 75 years in business. 75 years of being locally owned and operated. How many businesses stay in business 75 years and remain locally owned and operated?
Yeah, not a lot.
Continue to grow and expand, but maintaining their local ownership.
Ryan's Family Steakhouse?
Not
75 years.
I don't think that they're locally owned and operated. Michelli Weighing and Measurement. They are an ISO 17025 accredited laboratory. They can come to your place of business and calibrate on site if you have equipment that can't leave, or you can send your equipment to them, or they can come pick it up for you. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement. They are hiring as well, so check out the careers tab on the homepage at Michelli.com. Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is now in the league's concussion protocol and had further tests today. The NFL Players Association and the league are investigating the handling of Tagovailoa's injuries from the last 2 games. Sunday, he was evaluated for a concussion before getting back on the field. ESPN's Marcus Spears.
This is an egregious human error. And whoever gave the test, whoever allowed Tua to go back on the field, that is the person we're supposed to be talking about, or the people we're supposed to be talking about.
Marcus Spears on First Take. Patriots quarterback Mac Jones is out for Sunday's game against the Packers with a left ankle sprain. Brian Hoyer will start. Chargers wideout Keenan Allen out for Sunday's game against the Texans with a hamstring injury. Buccaneers wideout Chris Godwin and offensive lineman Donovan Smith will both be game-time decisions against the Chiefs Sunday. Head coach Todd Bowles says wideout Brashad Perriman likely won't play either, barring a miraculous recovery.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote renter's insurance at progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar and Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You so. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. 5 o'clock, quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
Vic Owens asked via email, ask Ryan, D2 or PG? I figured that was a hunting thing.
D2 or PG?
I figured that was a hunting thing.
Or 2D?
It says D2 or PG.
D2
maybe he meant
2D.
Maybe he meant 2D.
PG for sure. Perfect game. It's 2 sanctioning bodies for baseball. 100% perfect game.
So then 2D.
No, perfect game. PG.
Oh, is what you're picking?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So this is time for our pick'em segment. I thought you did not have a guest picker today. You have not told me all week that you had a guest picker, and then you told me last hour you do have a guest picker. I was not prepared. I was not able to put together an intro. I don't know who our guest picker is. So I will just let you then introduce our guest picker.
Okay. All right. Hit it, Muse.
Welcome
Back once again. 2022 football guest pick'em season. This is a repeat offender. Longtime friend. Let me welcome Miss Erica Moscona back to the show. Erica, appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
Good to
Glad
have
be
you.
here.
Good to have you. So how's it going, Erica? Tell me what's going on. You enjoying this weather? How's school? How's Drew?
The weather's amazing. The weather is just delightful. It makes you just in a great mood. It's football. It's fall. It's Halloween. It's perfect. It's been a perfect week because of the weather, actually.
So do we have
things are great. Hey, Matt. How are you, babe?
Hey, sweetheart. I'm doing great. I should have known.
You sound pretty let down, actually.
Well, I am. Candidly, I am. Well, I mean, it's not that I don't love you or love talking to you. It's that, we have this thing where he's supposed to get the celebrity guest picker, and he did. No, he just keeps mailing it in.
She's a celebrity in my mind.
I feel like if I'm an audience member, I just feel really let down right now.
Erica's my celebrity.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
She's a celebrity in my mind, and probably the mind of others.
And me as well.
Well,
yes.
Oh, yeah, right. I don't think
so. Erica.
Yes.
Are you going? So someone asked last hour something about Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah.
Is that what y'all are going to watch tonight?
I've told you for.
Well, no, I know you said
Hocus Pocus party. Yes.
Okay, but Erica, I didn't know there was a Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh yeah.
So this is like Kathy and Jimmy, the large witch, the three witches that are sisters. Yeah. Hocus Pocus. There's a 2.
Yeah.
Is it all the same actors?
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know about all that. Yeah.
Huh.
But, yeah.
Where can I watch this? I want to watch it.
It's streaming on Disney Plus, I believe, is where you get it. But yeah, so Drew and I were invited to a little party, matching Halloween PJs, and watch Hocus Pocus. So it'll be super fun. I made Halloween spirit sticks, and
she didn't make Halloween spirit sticks.
They're the cutest things ever.
She made Halloween spirit mailing tubes. They're as big as mailing tubes. Like, what are
enormous.
You brought those for? You bring those for all the kids?
Yeah, there's 5. Yeah.
Like, you have to understand.
I have a pic. I'll send it to you.
She was up until. Well, how late were you up last night doing this?
Oh, doing that? I wasn't doing that all night. I was doing other stuff. I started working on this weeks ago.
Like, it's like arts and crafts. She decorated these giant mailing tubes. And what is in all these things that you're bringing? And then the desserts,
trinkets, Halloween trinkets and things like that.
The dessert she's bringing is like she made this thing she found. It's like a powdered donut with a gummy lifesaver and then an M&M. So it looks like a creepy eyeball.
Oh,
it's so cute. And then some orange chocolate chip pumpkin cheesecake dip. Yeah. So
I want to get some pictures
of this
stuff.
We're kicking off Halloween big time.
Has there ever been a more diametrically opposed couple when it comes to stuff like this than me and my wife? It's so bizarre. Okay, well, Erica, are you ready to pick some games?
I'm ready. I'm ready to pick them.
Our celebrity guest picker, because Ryan's lazy and called my wife.
I heard you say the last 2 pickers were 5 and 2. Is that right? So I need to do better than them?
Yeah.
Okay, I was tuning in earlier to get ready.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Me.
Yeah, let's let Erica. Let's go.
Okay.
Ladies first.
All right, Erica. The first game is actually tonight. It's Washington at UCLA.
Oh, UCLA is terrible. They had 10 people in the stands last week, so definitely not them. I'm going Washington.
UCLA, by the way, is 4-0.
Oh, okay. Wrong team.
But they are the team that had 10 people in the stands.
Okay.
You are right about that.
Why did they only have 10 people there?
Because it's LA and people aren't going to LA to watch the Brew. Yeah. They're not driving out to Pasadena to go watch UCLA.
Is Washington any good?
Yeah, they're ranked. They're both teams are 4-0.
Who do you think's going to win?
Who are you talking to?
We have the guys are here doing the microwave stuff.
Oh, good,
so
good.
I didn't want them waiting on me if they're ready. Okay.
Are they finished?
No, not yet. We'll talk later. Just do this.
We're getting our long story. We've been without a microwave for months now, and the people are coming to fix it. Anyway, all right, who do you have?
Who do you think's going to win?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I don't know anything about this game. Where is it?
Team.
Where is
it's at the Rose Bowl.
Give me Washington.
That's right.
Washington is favored in the game, and they're probably the better team. And I think they're going to win. I do have a play, though, on UCLA plus the 3.
Well, you got to take UCLA.
And I kind of am leaning toward taking UCLA at home in this game.
You should.
Please do it so we can kick your butt.
I think Washington has had the more impressive start to the season. And I do think they're a better team. But Dorian Thompson-Robinson, UCLA at home, I think I am going to take UCLA.
Okay.
I am. I'm going to take UCLA in the game.
I love when we beat him, Ryan. I love when we beat him.
So stupid. All right, Kentucky at Ole Miss. I know where Eric is going.
I mean, I am so on the Lane train.
I love Lane
I am the
Kiffin.
biggest Lane Kiffin fan.
Blah, blah.
I am riding the Lane train all the way. He is the snarkiness, the attitude, the swagger. Like, he is the guy. So he's like the young Nick Saban of like the young generation. So I'm going absolutely Ole Miss, 100%.
Okay, Ryan.
I'm going to pick Ole Miss as well here.
Clean sweep for the Rebs. Kentucky ranks 7th, though, but they're a road dog in Oxford. And I do think Ole Miss wins this game. Ole Miss hasn't really been tested yet. They've just not. They're 4-0, but they've not played a tough schedule. Their ability to run the football. Kentucky gets Chris Rodriguez back this week, which makes that a little more interesting. But I do like Ole Miss at home in this game. It'll be a great scene in Oxford. I think it's going to be a really good game. ESPN 11 a.m. We all like Ole Miss. All right, Bama at Arkansas. Can't imagine what Eric is going to do. Oh, just Nick Saban. You never bet. You should always bet on Alabama. Blah, 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 blah.
If you don't bet on Alabama, you're just
By the way, I bet on Alabama against Texas, and how did that work? Your theory.
Well,
that's right.
But that was because the spread was way too big. Way, way too big of a spread. No, so I mean Alabama 100%. Against Arkansas? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, 100% Alabama.
You don't like Arkansas?
What's the point?
We're not picking against the spread. This is just straight up.
No, just for our bets, like our betting.
For our betting. See, Erica likes to know what my wagers are, my sports betting.
Yeah.
I think I have Arkansas plus the points. I got them at 17.5, so I like the hook, so I took Arkansas on the points.
Okay, that's not no. We lost that one. Go ahead. Thanks, man. Well, that's a lot.
That's a lot of points. That's what it was against Texas.
No.
Ryan.
We'll see.
Alabama.
All right, we're all going Bama. Oklahoma State at Baylor.
Those are the Hokies?
No. Okay, so Virginia Tech are the Hokies.
Oh.
Oklahoma State is Okie State. Some people refer to that. I think that's
with.
where you're confused. So this is Dave Aranda again. This is Mike Gundy. This is the guy with the mullet.
The little cowboy. They're the little Cowboys or something?
Yep. The little Cowboys with the mullet.
Dave Aranda, I think he kind of lost his spunk. I'm going with the little Cowboys for sure.
Okay. Oklahoma State.
I want Baylor in this one.
I am going to ride with Mr. The Right here. I am going to take Baylor in this game at home. I think Baylor is battle-tested. I think they are really good, and I do think they will win that game, and Oklahoma State will fall from the ranks of the unbeaten. All right, Erica, Wake Forest at Florida State.
Wake Forest. What's their mascot?
The Demon Deacons.
The Deeks.
No. Florida State. That's a ridiculous mascot. Anybody with a mascot like that is a no for me, for sure. I'm going Florida State because I was kind of impressed with them against us. I mean, they came into a very hostile environment in our home crowd, and I mean, it was our first game and all. But yeah, I guess, I'm going Florida State. The Deacon Demons, no way.
The Demon Deacons, not
Whatever
the Deacon Demons. You got it backwards.
Same thing.
No, it's
tomato,
not.
tomato, Matt. Same thing.
No, as we've been over.
Potato,
Nope.
whatever.
As we've been over, that's not the same thing. Those are both acceptable pronunciations of the word spelled the same. There is a mascot called the Demon Deacons, not the Deacon Demons. That is not acceptable.
But it would work,
you can't. No.
Perhaps you heard
not
the song.
They're
You
not
say potato, I say potato. That is a song, so it's a thing.
Right.
So every time
I
someone
understand.
says it's not a thing, I'm like,
No.
well, if it's enough of a thing to be a song, it's a thing.
It is. Those are two acceptable pronunciations of the same word: tomato, tomato, potato, potato. But Deacon Demons is not acceptable. It is Demon Deacons. That is the mascot. It is not Deacon Demons. So
first of all, if anyone ever says potato, that is not acceptable.
I
mean,
true.
seriously.
I don't know if I've ever heard somebody say that.
Okay, Ryan. Let's make this misery end, please. Wake Forest at Florida State.
I want Wake Forest.
You want Wake Forest?
I do.
Okay, he's going Wake. I am actually going to ride with E-Rock on this one, and I am going to take Florida State. I think I like the Seminoles at home in this ballgame. Wake Forest last week, very emotional loss. They were so sky high for Clemson. They had them on the ropes. They let them off the hook. They lost in overtime. Big letdown spot now having to go on the road to Florida State. Do we have our music still? Oh, yeah, got it. Okay, two more. North Carolina State at Clemson, top 10 matchup for the first time in the history of this rivalry. NC State at Clemson.
Clemson, Dabo is kind of good. I like his style. Going Clemson.
NC State beat them last year.
I'm still going Clemson. Doesn't matter what happened last year. I was last year. This is this year.
Okay. Can you tell me anything about this Clemson team?
Dabo is their coach.
Yeah.
They are orange and white. They've got a paw print somewhere on their outfit.
Yep,
and
on their outfit, they do.
That's about it. That's all I know, but hey, it's
enough. They have a paw print on the outfit. They do.
I don't know anything about NC State, so I'm going to go with the team I know a little bit about.
Oh, you don't know NC State's mascot?
No, not at all, no. Why would I know NC State's mascot? I've never even heard of them.
So to the question some are asking about why, like, Kentucky Ole Miss isn't primetime and LSU Auburn is, that's why. Like, she doesn't even know NC State's mascot. Like, when you're looking at brands, like, what brands sell? What brands are appealing for TV? Like, if Erica saw Clemson and Florida State, even if they're not good,
right,
or Florida State, Miami, she knows them.
Sure.
You don't know nothing about NC State. All right, anyway, and NC State's the top 10 team in the country. All right, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I won NC State.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. I'm going to ride with Clemson at home. I'm just not a believer in NC State. And LSU Auburn, E-Rock.
Well, you know I'm going LSU all the way. I would like to maybe pick a score, but I'm not confident on that ability of mine. But LSU's.
Why don't you? We won't count it against you. Just give us a score.
First of all, can we discuss the pronunciation of the stadium for Auburn? Nothing drives me more crazy than the way y'all say the name of that stadium. There's no way that is the name, and that's how it's pronounced. I can't even say it.
Jordan-Hare.
It's Jordan. It should be Jordan. Jordan. What is that? What is that?
So
Jergens. Isn't that shampoo?
No, not Jergens.
Jergens?
It does sound like Jergens, Ryan.
So Auburn, a long time ago, had a coach named Shug Jordan. That was the man's name. It's spelled just like Alex Box is pronounced Alec. It's spelled A-L-E-X, but they pronounce it Alec. So,
well, how is
every
it spelled?
time I hear you say Jordan-Hare, it's like it gives me like the willies. Like,
okay.
Ugh.
Well, I'm sorry for that, but it is how the man pronounced his name, and so that is the name of the stadium. It is Jordan-Hare Stadium.
You can just, if you wanted to pronounce your name Moscona, then that would be it. I don't know.
This is completely off the rails, as I knew it would be when the two of you get together.
But she has a point, man. I mean,
no, she doesn't have a point. Please pick the game.
The name is
pick
pronounced.
the game, or I'm going to give you a 0. I'm going to give you an incomplete on this one.
Matt, you're so unfair to Ryan.
Well, he's pissed because I went 7-0 last week.
I'm not pissed that you went 7-0. I'm happy for you, but I also can't. Like, you have to show up and make your picks. You know, show.
We're not going to talk about that again.
He called
would
you
you
that
just
day.
make the? Would you just make the pick?
I did call and he hung up on me. Give me LSU.
I heard he faked it. I heard it.
Erica, do you want to just for fun give a score?
LSU Auburn?
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing some high scoring lately. Very, very impressed with Mike Denbrock's offense, by the way. I'm going to go with.
No inherent bias there at all.
No inherent bias. Why? I'm impressed with the offense.
Oh, for sure. With Mike Denbrock's offense.
31-14.
31-14 from your lips to God's ears.
What do you think, Matt?
I'll give my pick at the end of the show.
That's so silly.
All right, Erica, thanks so much. Great to talk to you. All right, we'll see you later.
All right, babe. Y'all have a great rest of your show.
Great. Have a great time at Hocus Pocus. I'm going to go get a good meal somewhere by myself and have a nice glass of wine. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Thanks. Great to see you. All right, it's after further review. We'll continue.
AFR.
Brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. We do have to talk about the Saints coming up here in a minute, too. Rouse's. That's where Musso and Hanny will be tomorrow. Rouse's on Burbank and Lee. Eagle 98.1 game day. Yeah, man. All season long.
I didn't know he was doing that.
Eagle 98.1 game day.
I want to come see you, Musso.
All
I'm not
season
far
long.
From there. Can I come?
Rouse's on Burbank and Lee. You'll see Musso and Handy tomorrow. So 6 o'clock kick means a 1 o'clock start for Eagle 98.1 game day. Okay. So you can get on by and see. By the way, they also have, a lot of people don't know this. Sneaky little Rouse's hack here. They have complimentary draft beer for when you shop. They have a keg of draft beer that if you're of age, you can pour yourself a beer and walk and shop and sip on a beer.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's a thing?
That's a thing at Rouse's. Yes, absolutely.
Huh. You can get hammered while you shop?
I wouldn't recommend that.
But you could.
Well, sure. Rouse's. Download the Rouse's app. Remember, curbside delivery and pickup, Rouse's.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on our new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7.
By Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, rolling along. Football Friday, of course, tomorrow Saturday. Moose and Hanny will be at Rouse's on Burbank for Eagle 98.1 game day. T-Bob and I will be at Don Juan Cigar Bar. So come hang out as soon as the clock hits 0, and LSU-Auburn will be live on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel or the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge Facebook page for Whiskey and Wine. Looking forward to a little post-game action for LSU-Auburn. Hopefully we have a great game. We will talk Saints-Vikings as well coming up here in about 10 minutes from right now. We'll get you an injury report. It looks as though Jameis Winston is officially listed as doubtful for the game, which looks like Andy Dalton is going to make his first start as a New Orleans Saint. So we'll get to all that. Right now, the Muso, you ready? Has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
Strong night for Joe Burrow against the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. 20 out of 31, 287 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was only sacked one time in the game as well. Had a quarterback rating of over 115. Added 5 carries for 6 yards as well. Jamar Chase got off to a little bit of a slow start. Jamar drew a lot of double teams, but ended up with 4 receptions for 81 yards in the game. Did not find the end zone, but had a long of 36 that came on the Bengals' final scoring drive to ice the game. On the other sideline, you had Duke Riley for the Miami Dolphins, second leading tackler for the Fins, 6 total tackles, and including 1 tackle for a loss for Duke Riley. Major League Baseball last night, a little bit of a smaller slate, but Josh Smith did get the start for the Rangers. Josh Smith, Rangers. Back at shortstop last night.
Sorry, I was reading an update about Tua.
It's fine. Back at shortstop was Josh Smith last night. Yeah. 1 for 4 with a single. Did come around to score a run as well. And then finally, check in on the PGA Tour. Sam Burns, of course, told you yesterday he's defending his title at the Sanderson Farms Championship. If the app would load. And there we go. Sam Burns today, his round in the books. And
Stay hot,
shot 3 under par. 5 under. 5 under for the tournament. Has him 5 shots off the lead, but he is tied 18 in his defense there at Sanderson Farms. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com. Look, not everybody knows what they're looking for when they buy a diamond. Shape.
No. I mean, a lot of people don't.
Clarity. Setting. All that stuff. I had no idea. Go to Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. For 40 years, they've been making men the hero in the eyes of their lady. Beautiful diamonds at the best price you'll find possible. And, of course, you always get the Lee Michaels experience. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. I did want to talk we talked a little bit about Tua. Tua posted on social media just a bit ago. For those that weren't watching on Thursday Night Football, very scary scene. Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins quarterback, as I think everyone knows. A lot of controversy last week where he kind of wobbled, got up, and returned to the game, and then was playing just 4 days later last night on Thursday Night Football. He was tackled, his head bounced off the turf, and his body locked up. Clearly he was concussed for a second time. And he was taken off on a stretcher, conscious, full function of all his extremities, and flew home with the team. So, okay. Tua did just post on social media, I want to thank everyone for their prayers and support since the game last night. It was difficult to not be able to finish the game and be there with my teammates, but I'm grateful for the support and care I received from the Dolphins, my friends, family, and all the people who have reached out. I'm feeling much better and focused on recovering so I can get back out on the field with my teammates. Tua. You want to go back over your thoughts on this? Because you just touched on it briefly last hour.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I 3 or 4 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, when the CTE stuff started coming out, there was a giant lawsuit, and you mentioned it. It was $1 billion settlement that the NFL made with its former players. And, it was at that point where major precautions were put into place. You saw the helmets change. You see in training camp, they wear the stupid, big foam things on their heads. And that's not just NFL, but all the way down to college to make sure, that everybody's covering their bases. And concussions and concussion protocol and identification and then rehabilitation has been, at the top of everybody's minds when it comes to football. You're seeing young kids rush to flag football in droves, at an early age and join other sports. The sport itself actually struggled, and this was 3 or 4 years ago where participation was down tremendously. I would have to think that the NFL has policies and procedures in place to make sure that they don't expose themselves again. And look, I didn't play in the NFL. I'm hearing, Marcus Spears and some of the other guys that are basically blasting the NFL and the Dolphins for allowing the guy to play. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't see how a company like the NFL, a business like that, would expose themselves to that type of risk again. In other words, I feel pretty good that they tested, he passed the tests, and he was cleared to go play. I don't know that for sure. But I think the days of like the Varsity Blues when they're shooting the guy up and he goes out there and blows, I think that's over. Like, we're not doing that anymore.
Oh, no, people still get, Jameis got an injection in his back to go out and play with a broken back. But head injuries are a different thing. So I think your sentiment is a lot of what I share. First of all, I do want to say that this may come across as kind of odd, but I'll just say it. I would never tweet something like this because losing context and only having a minimal amount of characters, people will misinterpret. It's just the nature of Twitter. But I do watch a lot of MMA. I'm a big MMA fan, and fighters get knocked unconscious all the time, and you do see fighters lock up. so a lot of people saw Tua's hands and got weirded out. Like, I immediately knew what that was. I've seen that 100 times. And so maybe to a sense you do get desensitized to it, but I do understand why people saw it and were scared. I wasn't surprised at all that he was released from the hospital and flew home with the team. It's scary to look at for sure, because you see somebody not have control of their functionality, and it is scary for sure. So there's two things. Number one, I am not absolving the Dolphins or the NFL from wrongdoing here, but I am going to be fascinated to see what an investigation reveals because of what you just said. The NFL has gone to absurd lengths to protect players from head injuries. How many times do we crush the rules in the NFL and in football for hitting a defenseless receiver, touching a quarterback's head? If a defensive lineman puts his hand in the air to swat a ball and his hand comes down on a quarterback's helmet, 15 yards.
Done. Yep.
So the great lengths to which they have gone to protect against head injuries, allowing Tua to play 4 days after being wobbly on the field, is a massive contradiction. Now, maybe they don't give a damn about head injuries. So, but yes, you settle out. Remember, the NFL is the same league that won't pay for a sky judge. Basically, have a booth official, because the owners don't want to pay for another official. Like, that's why they don't have sky judge, which would solve so many officiating issues in the NFL. They're cheap. They don't want to lose money. So a $1 billion lawsuit, yes, is a massive deal and would certainly speak to them wanting to protect against further liability. This is clearly massive liability if that's what happened here. So I do want to wait and see what comes out of this inspection to see if the proper protocols were followed. But the other part of it, which is true, is also that Tua's a grown man. And if he was not feeling right, he could have tapped out. Like, at some point, there is a degree of personal responsibility as well. And the tough part is, and I understand, I want to be sensitive to this, there is the warrior mentality, right?
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
Jameis is out there playing with a broken back. Dude just want to get out there. And yes, sometimes it's the coach and the team's job to protect an athlete from themselves. But there's a lot here that's still disconnected that I'm not going to make sweeping conclusions on it yet, because it is so hard for me to allow my brain to get to the point where the NFL was willing to let Tua 4 days after being concussed get back on the field the way they did. So I'm willing to say wait and see, but I'm like everyone else. It's a horrible look, and thankfully Tua is okay, and hopefully he can get back sooner than later. All right, we're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. 288-8138, 288-8138 for Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. You can always go by and see them Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 at their gorgeous showroom on Airline Highway in Prairieville. If you're going south on Airline out of Baton Rouge into Prairieville, you cross Highway 42. It's just a few hundred yards on the right. It's Relief Windows. You can always check them out online. Remember, experience, quality, and service. They've got the experience. They sell the highest quality products, and they've got amazing, exemplary customer service. They will never take a dollar from you until they are finished and you are thrilled with the work they're doing. That's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. All right, it is after further review, so we're getting a new, as you heard Erica say, we're getting a new microwave.
You excited about that?
Well, our microwave crapped out months ago, and so I went to the store just so we could have something functional, and I bought like a little bitty $60 like microwave.
I saw that one at your house. I was kind of wondering. I didn't want to say anything.
So there's a big cutout where the microwave goes with the trim kit and everything. Well, they no longer make the microwave that fits the trim kit. So I have been searching and searching and searching for a microwave that would fit this space. And I just went randomly one night when the microwave went out and just bought that little $60 microwave just so we had something to use until we could fit. Well, it has now been months and months and months and months. And finally, an appliance company found us a microwave trim kit that will fit that space right there, and they're installing it today.
Nice.
They actually thought they had found it. We're at our house about a month ago, and the trim kit didn't fit. So they had to take it back and go search for a new one. So anyway, I think we are finally we're at a point of finality when I will get home and I will no longer have a giant hole, this cutout hole with a tiny little microwave in it. You did see that.
I did see it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to say anything.
No, you should have said
something. Kind of like,
That's
what are we?
What are we doing here?
What are we in college?
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
What's going on?
I get it.
We at the hunting camp?
That's yes.
Warming up some beanie weenies, or what are we doing?
And I'm telling you, if the thing on the box that you're heating up says 2 minutes, you better do it for 4.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no more. I hope. Knock on for Micah. All right, let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. You ready? We're going to pick the Saints.
Oh, I'm ready.
And the Vikings when we come back. It's AFR.
AFR.
Come on over to Corval Toyota in Opelousas and meet with one of our sales specialists to build your new Toyota. It's easy and stress-free. Or if you're looking for a pre-owned, we have a wide variety. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas. Happy Town, USA.
Dad!
Kids have staked out their place at Ochsner Medical Complex The Grove, where more than 30 pediatricians and pediatric specialists are all conveniently located under one roof, so you can spend less time driving and more time keeping your kids well.
Kids!
It's no wonder kids call dibs at The Grove. Ochsner Health Center for Children.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime, Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
She like to twerk and that's for certain, cause I can see how she fine. She got me hype, I wanna bite it right now, yeah, yeah. Say, ah, yeah, 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 yeah. You can show the shell, make that thing clear.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
I
think it's doubtful that Jameis plays in the game, and so our plan right now is to have Andy ready to go. We'll see how things go overnight, but Andy will be ready to go if that's the direction that we go.
Say it all the time. Actions speak louder than words. You can talk all you want about the plan being for Jameis to play, but when Andy Dalton is taking the first team reps and you got Taysom repping as a quarterback for the first time all year, it's very clear what's happening. That was Dennis Allen on Friday saying it's doubtful that Jameis will play on Sunday in London for the Saints against Minnesota in what feels like a critically important game for New Orleans. All right, we're going to preview and pick that game in just a second. We always tell you about Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. My astute friend next to me, you actually look really sharp today with your Hudco polo on.
Thank you.
Black polo with the Hudco logo tucked into your are those chinos? Are you wearing chinos?
Yeah, when like real aggressive tuck earlier.
You did.
It's
when you
gotten,
was like, oh.
Yeah, it's gotten out a little bit, but real aggressive tuck.
When I think roofer, I don't think.
No. Well, as you shouldn't, Matt, because it's more of a professional field. It's what we do.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're pros. A couple inspections today, and actually had a few real estate agents reach out. They're trying to get to the closing table and needed some roof work and possible roof repairs and replacements. So I met the agents out at the homes, did some inspections today, so that was cool, and had to dress nice.
Good. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. By the way, I know we've said this before, but it's worth repeating. If you do request, Ryan will come to your home and do the inspection. That's not a joke. Ryan, some people will say, man, what does Theriot know about roofing?
A lot.
I'll tell you this, man. Again, he actually is a licensed contractor. Theriot went through the entire licensing process. He is a licensed contractor. He does inspections. He will come to your house. So, look, if you call 364-1007, 225-364-1007, you call him right now. It will ring his phone. It forwards to Theriot, to Tilly, and to who else? It's our office line. Joe. So you got the office line. You got a chance of getting 1 to 3 people. So you could literally call right now, and Theriot may, because I'm about to talk about the Saints, so he may actually answer the phone. 364-1007 or HudcoRoofing.com. We'd always love to give you that free, no obligation roofing inspection. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. All right, Saints are losers of their last 2. They are 1-2 on the season. They are, you can look at a couple of ways. They are a miracle fourth quarter comeback away from being 0-3. Or you could look at it and say they're a Mike Evans fight and an Alvin Kamara fumble away from being 3-0. But that is the margin in the NFL. Don't roll your eyes. The Saints played Carolina last week. They lost 22-14. Alvin Kamara fumbled. It was a scoop and score. You had a field goal blocked and you missed a field goal. That's 13 points. You lost by 8.
Football.
I get it, but that's the margin in the NFL. The margin is, I talk about it all the time. The margin is so small in the NFL. Against Tampa Bay, similar. I mean, you had the Mike Evans fight with Marshawn Lattimore. Lattimore gets booted. They hit a deep pass to Perriman. I mean, it's the margin in the NFL is slim. So these games could go either way, but you got to find a way to win them, and the Saints aren't doing that right now. And the most concerning thing for me, I guess we could start just by talking about the fact that it looks like Jameis Winston is not going to play and Andy Dalton is going to start. This is the decision I think they should have made a week ago. God bless Jameis for trying to go with a broken back. I don't know how much of his play has been impacted by the back. I would imagine a lot. Again, he's got a transverse fracture of a vertebrae in his back. I don't know how you stand, let alone take hits and try to throw a ball and have torque and rotation of your waist. And it's incredible that he's even been out there for 2 games with this injury, but he has. And it looks like he's not going to play, and it'll be Andy Dalton. The question is, how effective can Andy Dalton be? Can he be any better?
Can he be better than what Jameis was doing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think Jackson House from the Dunham School can be better than what Jameis has been doing. He's been throwing it to the wrong team, Matt. I mean, there's one. I don't know if he knows if he's colorblind.
I want to be clear.
Fire it over people's heads left and right.
2 of his interceptions have been basically like punts, like deep balls that you're trying to make something happen. You throw a deep ball. So that's one thing. He had another pass that was intercepted off a deflection, which isn't necessarily his fault. Some of them are bad for sure, but not the number of picks. I think has gotten people maybe a little off kilter of what it actually is. The inaccuracy, undeniably, it's been a problem. The decision making, we've talked about some of those as well. I'm not defending it.
You kind of are.
I'm not. I'm providing context. because some of them aren't necessarily bad. Like last week, time running out, you need to make a play. You have to throw it up. He threw it up and it got picked. I mean, that happens. Okay, that's much more concerning than you make a bad read and a cornerback steps in front of a route and pick sixes you. That's a problem. Anyway, all right, go ahead.
You've got a really good receiving core. And I know.
Do you?
Oh yeah. No, you
I don't know if you do.
Michael Thomas, when healthy, has proven that he is what he was. He is what he was.
And he's not playing on Sunday.
I see that, but we're not talking about this Sunday.
I'm talking about this Sunday. My question was,
my problem is what's happened before with
Jameis.
Well,
that's done. Could Andy Dalton be better is the question. You don't have Michael Thomas. Jarvis Landry is questionable for this game. So you'll have Chris Olave for sure, and probably an elevated Marquez Callaway, maybe Traquan Smith. He had a concussion. He has been a go this week, so I'd assume he'll be out there. And you know how I feel about Traquan Smith. And they're going to say, well, he had 100 yards last week. Right? I have a large enough sample size to know that is the extreme outlier, okay? Like, that ain't happening again. That's an outlier. It ain't ever happening again.
Michael Thomas is not going. If Jarvis doesn't go, then the answer to that question is no. I mean, you don't have an elite receiving core. Now, when those guys are healthy and when Jameis was playing, and if he's your starting quarterback and he still can't get it done, which he did not get it done in those 3 games. I mean, look, yes, it could have gone the other way and then been 3-0, but it didn't. And that's the point. I mean, we can sit here and talk about what ifs all day long. The truth is, you could have been 0-3, you're 1-2 at this point when you have an elite high-level running back that you paid. You've got Michael Thomas, you've got all these receivers. You talk about how good the defense is, and you still can't win games. Carolina stinks. I was not impressed at all with Tampa. I don't think Tampa Bay is a very good team. I really don't.
I have talked about Tampa taking a step back all offseason. So I didn't want to hear like people are surprised about that, because that's one where I will take a victory lap. I mean, I've talked about that for months. The issues with the offensive line, a 45-year-old Tom Brady, Chris Godwin coming off the torn ACL, Julio Jones is old. You talk about Rudolph, who's had the worst year of his career last year. You got no Gronk, aging running backs. I know Fournette's there, but like the defense has been spectacular in Tampa. They're better than I thought. But the offense, I'm not surprised at all. The offense, if you thought the offense was going to be good, maybe 5 years ago, all those players would have been exceptional. But no, I'm not surprised by that.
No, they're the Lakers.
Specifically with Andy Dalton. The Bengals punted on Andy Dalton after 2019. He went to Dallas, went 4-5 in the 9 games he started there in 2020 when Dak was out. In 2021, he goes to Chicago. They label him QB1, all that stuff. He goes 3-3. They bench him and play Justin Fields. My point is, Andy Dalton today isn't what Andy Dalton was when he was going to the playoffs in Cincinnati routinely. So I don't know. I mean, I think Andy Dalton, healthy, is a better option than Jameis Winston with a broken back. But I'm not so naive as to sit here and tell you that I think Andy Dalton is going to go out and throw for 400 yards on Sunday and lead the Saints to a win. This is an offense where the line has not been very good. Kamara has been hurt. I'm glad you have Taysom Hill back this week, which you didn't last week, which he's always a good change of pace. And without Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry questionable, I don't know that this offense can score. And I'll tell you, if I'm going to take a victory lap on Tampa being bad, I'm going to tell you I was dead wrong on the Saints offense through 3 games. I thought this had the potential to be one of the best offenses in the league. Pete Carmichael has called plays before. I thought Jameis back healthy, leading this offense, what they added at receiver, getting Michael Thomas back. I thought they were going to be fantastic on offense this year, and they have been downright dreadful. But for the stat and yard compiling late in games when they're playing comeback, they've been awful. Now, I think the Saints' defense is magnificent. I worry in this game when you've got Thielen and Jefferson and Dalvin Cook looks like he's going to play, and now no Marcus May in this ballgame. Everyone has to move up a chair. So you thin out your secondary against that offense. I cannot pick the Saints to win this game. I'm going to pick the Vikings 20-17. I think the Saints defense is plenty good enough to keep them within range. I just don't think this team can score. Until they prove to me they can score, I can't pick them. I can't pick them in games like this.
This team can't score, and I don't think they need to score. I think, like we saw in the Tampa game, the defense is going to keep you in. Just don't give the ball to the other team. If we just didn't give the Saints just didn't give the ball to the other team, I did because I'm a little passionate about it right now.
Okay.
If they don't give the ball to the other team, they win the game, and it's an ugly 12-10 or whatever it may be, old school game. The Saints can win the game. It's not going to be a high scoring game. Defense is going to have to win the game for them. I think the defense can. I thought the defense played great, but when your offense is consistently giving the other team second chances, it's putting you in a bad spot. Andy Dalton, just don't give the ball away. Don't give them more chances than they're supposed to have, and I think the Saints can win. I think they can win this game 13-10.
Are you picking them to win?
I am.
Wow, we just had a major role reversal. Terry is picking the Saints 13-10. I'm picking Minnesota 20-17. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out our final break of the show. We'll come back, give you a final thought, and pick on LSU-Auburn. Stay here.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James & Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every home listed by every company, all in one place. Agent225.com. That's agent225.com. You know where to find him. And remember, if you are thinking about listing your home, but the thought of paying a commission is a drawback to you, or maybe you're listing your home for sale by owner because you don't want to pay a realtor a commission, Darren James has solved that problem. Darren has introduced his buy one, list one free program. It's this easy. If you're selling your home and planning to move into another one, maybe you've welcomed in another child, you need more home, maybe you're downsizing, whatever it may be, hire Darren to represent you on the buy side for your new home, and he will list your home for free. Call Darren James, 335-7666. Call him right now. That's his cell, 335-7666, or agent225.com for Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Down the stretch, we come final segment here on a Football Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Remember, as soon as LSU-Auburn, as soon as the clock hits 0 on the game tomorrow night, T-Bob and I will be live from Don Juan Cigar Bar for Whiskey and Wine. If you can't be there with us, join us on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel or the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge Facebook page. All right, LSU-Auburn, fired up for it. When Phil Steele was with us in the last hour, the last time LSU was this big of a favorite at Auburn was 2012. LSU was a 20-point favorite. It was the worst Auburn team ever. Like, literally. I say that not being flippant. Like, it was the worst Auburn team ever in 2012. They were 0-8 in the league, and they were dreadful. And LSU was a 20-point favorite and escaped Auburn with a 12-10 win. I just have seen so many games in that place to think this is going to be easy. Even last week against Missouri, they led 14-0. Against Penn State, people forget they had 2 possessions inside the red zone. They settled for 2 short field goals. Otherwise, that would have been a tie ball game at half. They were down 14-6 instead. I think the key for LSU, of course, they got down against Florida State. They were down 13-0 to Mississippi State. The worst thing LSU can do in this ball game is get behind on the road and let those people who are ready to run that coach's ass out of town in a hurry, let them get fired up and believe they have a chance to win it. You have to reverse those roles. LSU has got to start fast and get a lead in this ball game and make them feel like, oh no, here we go again, and the snowball can roll downhill. You can't let them stay in it. What's your thought? We got less than a minute.
Agreed, 100%. You hit the nail on the head.
Who do you like?
The Tigers. LSU. LSU's going to win the game.
Are you going Auburn?
No. Auburn stinks, bro. They stink.
Auburn does stink, but I have seen bad Auburn teams compete with LSU. In 2017, I saw a mess of an LSU team with Ed Ogeron as the coach have the biggest SEC comeback in Tiger Stadium history and win that game.
No,
Weird things in this series, man.
We're good. Yeah.
I'm going to pick LSU 24-17, but it's a late touchdown. I think it's a tie ball game late in the fourth quarter, and LSU scores a touchdown and wins it 24-17.
Whoa.
Yeah. I think this is a tie. Yes, I know you would. This is going to be a tight ball game. I would be thrilled if it's a runaway. I just don't see it. All right, Muse, Paula, we appreciate you. He's Ryan. I'm Matt. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, we'll remind you about Mold Zero USA, mold-0usa.com. That's mold-0usa.com. You've seen this procedure in action. It's a patented, non-toxic, dry fog treatment. So really, you only have to be out of the house or the office while they spray until stuff dries.
Yeah. A couple hours, tops.
Couple of hours. Yeah. So minimal intrusion. And we're also talking about little or no demolition. They're not coming in and cutting sheetrock. They're spraying. It'll get into every nook. This fog will get into every nook and cranny to kill mold, odors, other pathogens that may be existing or living in your home or your office as well. It's Mold Zero. They service the entire greater New Orleans and greater Baton Rouge areas, including the North Shore. So go to the website, mold-0usa.com, mold-0usa.com, and you get the phone number for Baton Rouge or New Orleans. It's Mold Zero USA, mold-0usa.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment.